more squat cobblers. Have a pie. Have a pie. Ugh.
Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown.
It's
Here
a
comes Philly Shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, my doing? Dingbat here, and welcome to the Philly Shakedown Podcast. Coverage of the NFL Scouting Combine. Joey, what's going on, man?
Not much. Doing good. Last day of the Combine, offensive line, and this is it, man. A good 3-day run, and we ended today. So
I believe this is the day that right now we are looking at a first round pick for the Eagles, whoever it's going to be. I believe we're going line, but we will see. And let's say hi to everybody in the stream. Little Griffith, what's going on? The Dro Zone, Zai, Daz, my man, Mean Metal, Mike, Kyle, Rocco. What's up, Rocco? Rocco's he what he does, right? He's a hitman. He's my hitman. But don't tell nobody. Daryl, what's going on? Thank you guys for being here. Todd, let's see, Caitlin, Fattest, A Warrior Rage, Jay of the Dog, Odell Boy. Thank you guys, Jimbo, Daniel Pro. Thank you everybody for being here. They had the first group of offensive linemen run the 40. Now they're doing their drills. I find the 40 I don't find it to be as big of a deal for an offensive lineman. But these drills, I do think, seeing how they move, they stop, start, pull. I like these drills for watching offensive linemen.
Yeah, it's only so much you could take from a 40. I mean, it's some good times. I mean, some really good times today. The Eagles have pretty much interviewed. Little combine interviews. How much do you take, from a grain of salt with that? They've pretty much gotten everybody in for little interviews of the combine. So every top offensive tackle,
right? No, I hear you. And before we get into more of the draft stuff, I do want to go over like a little rumor that was out there today. I actually think this is good news if this is happening, and I think that this makes a lot of sense. Thomas R. Peterson wrote this, and this was according to Jeremy Fowler. The Eagles will try to make, quote, in-house splashes in attempt to re-sign Jalen Phillips. Extending Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter is on the table as well, reporting Jeremy Fowler. And I would just say this. I find Jordan Davis extension to be the most likely thing that's going to happen this offseason with the Eagles. I think that they got to get that extra money from cap space. Yeah. You definitely don't want him to go. So whether you sign Phillips or not, to me, it feels like you have to sign Phillips. You got to get Jordan Davis's that $12 million in cap space or whatever it is, So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's what I figured, you're not going outside the organization when it comes to other rosters and whoever's out there that you're going to be spending a lot of money. It's really our free agency. For the Eagles free agency, it's re-signing our own players and locking guys up defensively and obviously putting more draft compensation to our offense. They're doing different things this year. Not, they're going to do a little bit of both. They might do more offense, but they're going to do a little bit of both anyway. So, the biggest contract besides whatever they do with Jalen Hurts' contract, Jordan Davis, like you said, is the biggest one. That $12.5 million you're gonna free up there, and obviously Jalen Phillips. There's definitely an offer on the table. It just depends on if he's coming back. Will he come for a little bit cheaper? Will it be 25 plus? Is it lower than 25 million per? They want to lock that edge rushing position like immediately, and I don't blame them. And we said that he designates that Jalen Phillips really designates what the Eagles do with the draft and the rest of the moves that happen after that. So it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it does make sense. Like I said before, I can't see any way in which Jordan Davis, they would let him go. So I expect him to be re-signed. I think they still want to do Carter. But everybody talks about Carter didn't have a good year and stuff. I mean, does that, the question is, does him and the year he have, give him an extension now, does that give the Eagles any leverage or cheapen the price a little more, or kind of force, to put stipulations in there that will protect? Now, it was good seeing that he's out there. It looks like he's working hard to get his shoulder right. So I think that these are good signs, I think get Davis signed, get the extension, try to get Phillips back in the house. And I think, I agree. I think that would be good.
I'm so glad that Jordan Davis is getting extended. Like I'm just so happy that he just has transcended himself. I mean, his best year, I mean, what he did from a pass rush standpoint and just against the run. And I mean, his motor's so much better. I mean, he's turned out so well for us.
He was really like, at the end of the season in the locker room, like when the clean out day, he was talking about how he wants to get even better shape and he wants to get even better at being a passer. Like he's highly motivated. So if this is the Jordan Davis we're going to get, he's only going to get better, man. A guy that I thought could never get more than 5.5 sacks for 1 year, I now think he can get you 7-8 sacks in a year. And to me, that's good for a guy Jordan Davis' size,
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Rock? What's up, Philly, West Philly Rock? What's up, Rock, the artist? Man, I hate the way they change these names, dude. Go after yourself. Member for 24 months. Thank you so much. He goes, Phillips has like 27 concussions. I tried for Dean. Yeah, I mean, Phillips is injury concern. I do agree with that. But I think that bakes into the price kind of why you're getting him maybe under $24 million,
Yeah, out of the 3 years, last year was his most healthy year because he had the ACL and he had the Achilles injury 2 years prior to being traded to the Eagles. So maybe that factors in. Could be.
Yeah, and Go After Yourself says he's worried about Davis in the future. Performed great, but he's worried that he'll stay motivated. I think Jordan Davis caught the like be in shape workout bug, dude. And I think he's of good character. I think Davis will stay. But, there's always risks in everything that you do, no matter whether you sign him or not, right? The other, the opposite of that is you let him play out this year. He leaves, he goes somewhere else, and then he develops even more. And then all of a sudden we're going, why the hell did we let Jordan Davis go? So, I think you got to bring him in.
Yeah, he doesn't really punch me as like he's gonna get paid and he's gonna decline. You know how some guys get paid and they just start declining, and I just don't get that from him.
We saw Jordan Davis transformation take place the Super Bowl year at the end of the year.
Yep.
That's when he started, and it carried over. So they're showing the Eagles offensive line coach guys. They're doing drills, and the Eagles offensive line coach is out there wearing color green. So I'm gonna try and turn it up.
I didn't even know that. That's what's his name? What's his name? Cooper.
The new guy. I forget his name. It's not Stoutland, I'll tell you that.
Damn,
And I hope everybody's having a great Sunday morning or afternoon. Hope you guys are chilling out today. If that's too loud, let me know. Jimbo's on 500 with Carter. It isn't surprising either because him being 2-time Pro Bowl, his 5th-year option is $27 million. Yeah, I know. It just makes sense to do it,
Yep.
I think Caffin is in here saying earlier, I think it was Caffin, that Dean is going to go to Dallas. He very well may. He very well may, but it doesn't mean you're going to have the success in Dallas that you have in Philly. Different team.
No, and the price may be driven up a lot more. For a guy that's hurt every single year, he's not healthy. But
yeah. Exactly. So you got Travis Burke running. Don't know much about him. I don't know specifically what the Eagles are looking for in terms of offensive linemen. Like, what is what are they looking for? Are they looking for guys that are undersized, that move well, that pull well more? They're looking for bigger guys. Like, we don't really have a feel for that right now.
I mean, they might be looking for a guy right now, obviously, that's going to be here for a long time, 9, 10, 10 plus years, but they're looking for a guy probably that could go into that right guard spot and then can go out to that right tackle spot after Lane Johnson, retires. But Kadyn Proctor from Alabama was interviewed the other day, and he said that Philly has a lot of interest in me. And he said that he can go to that right guard spot if he has to for 1 year, and then play that right tackle spot.
Huge, man. You imagine a guy with that kind of size, man. I like that.
Was 6'7",
kind of like what you had in Becton, right? Yeah. 355, I think it was.
Oh,
something like that. Okay. He's big. Jay of the Dog says, questions. If we keep Phillips, does that tell you that that we're not going after? Wait, who we're not going after, I think he means. Max, do you think adding Phillips to Max Crosby trade is the only way to get Max? Yeah, I don't think if the Eagles sign Jalen Phillips, Max Crosby's off the table. I don't foresee any way they would keep both those guys.
And
no, the only way go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, because Fowler put out a thing, I think this morning, that I think the price is just too high for Crosby right now. They're asking way too much for him, and teams are kind of backing off a little bit as of right now.
Yeah, well, did you see that with the Patriots? Were almost like the Eagles are unserious about an A.J. Brown trade.
Oh.
The hell, damn right we're unserious about an A.J. Brown trade. I ain't trading him, dude.
No.
You don't deserve it. Bird Gang, thank you for the super chat. What up, fellas? Just joined. Is that O-line coach leading the drills? He is. Yeah, that's our O-line coach. He's leading the drills. I like that. I like this. I like that he's got Kelly Green on. I'll give him that. And Bird Gang, thank you for that super chat, man. It's the first of the day, and we really appreciate it. Lone is our guy. Yeah, he's another one. I mean, Lone and Proctor are the two guys that I kind of I'm hoping that fall to the Eagles, if we stay there, whatever. But I think it also, I read somewhere that the Eagles were really looking at guys that were versatile. They really want guys that they can play multiple positions.
Yeah.
And I think that's important, Like if I was an offensive lineman in the NFL and I was getting ready to go in, I would want to learn to play as many positions as possible. The more positions you can play, the more likely you're always going to be on a roster.
Yeah, it's true. More value. Yeah.
Yep. You caught a cramp in your neck? Oh, I'm sorry. Marcus, what's going on? Any standouts? No. I think it's hard to find standouts at offensive linemen doing combine drills. I do. I heard Tyler Lindenbaum might go to the Giants. Do you think we make an offer for him, or do you think we keep the guys and just draft the line? I think they're going to draft the line. I think they're going to draft the line, and I think that they're going to sign defensive guys, except for safety. My guess would be you'll see a corner, you'll see an edge rusher, Jalen Phillips or somebody else. You'll see a cornerback that's a veteran. I think you'll see. You might see a wide receiver that's a veteran. And then I think safety is going to be drafted.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'm worried about with this offensive line, you could probably agree with me, is Jurgens is a big mystery, even with the stem cell stuff, and they need to find a backup. They need a backup center in the building, ASAP. I don't even know if we even have that right now. They drafted that kid from who's the kid they drafted in the fifth? What was it, the fifth or sixth round? I forgot his name. That center that guard / center that they drafted
Lampkin
last year. No,
the Eagles did
from the draft. Yeah, I forgot his damn name.
I'm not sure who told him.
And he ended up getting hurt, and Yeah, I don't know. They drafted him last year, and he didn't really do much of anything. I thought he was the backup center in the regular season, but it turned out to be Brett Toth again.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Dad says, this is the fastest draft class I've ever seen. I know. The numbers have been crazy with guys with their speed. But I mean, Joey, we're talking about this like before we came on. It feels like, to me, it feels like, nowadays these guys finish their college season and they're pretty much, they go away and all they concentrate on is that the combine drills, run the 40. And I almost feel it's like, it lessens the value of it because it's not necessarily football speed. You know what I'm saying? Running a 40 with no pads on and a helmet. So it just goes to show you that teams that get like enamored, and the Eagles used to be a team like this. Remember Broderick Bunkley? If you guys remember, he never lived up to expectations. He was a monster, put up combine monsters numbers. Mike Mamula was another one. You have to look at the combine. You see a guy run a 4.28, then go see if his football tape matches what you're seeing. That's how you have to do it, in my opinion.
No, I agree with that. Yeah.
What did I miss? You didn't miss nothing. You didn't miss nothing. Feeling like it's more athletic as advertised than he grew. I think that someone gives a real. Who we talking about, Drozone? What's up, Philly Joe? My brother's a Patriot fan. He keeps trolling me with the AJ trade rumors. I keep telling him it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen unless they give up a first-round pick. But I do think the Patriots are going to take a step back. They won the Super Bowl. I mean, they lost the Super Bowl. Teams that come off a loss usually struggle that following year. And if you look at it, they didn't play anybody. Look at the people they played all year. They played not a lot of teams. Now, they do have a weak division. I get it. But I still think Buffalo wins that division. And, we'll see.
Yeah.
Do I think we get C.J. Gardner-Johnson back? I don't think so. I would love to get him back. I don't see it. I think the Eagles are going to go. I think they're going to go safety in the draft. Maybe that kid from Oregon,
Be nice.
You're thinking of Kendall Williams, dude. I think that's who you're thinking of. Right? Is that, or Drew Kendall?
No, that's Dylan Thieneman, or whatever's the kid from the safety from what happened?
We're just watching this cat and what's going on. Well, here, hold on. Just talk for a minute. I need to go. Okay. Make sure everybody's okay.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, the safety from Dylan Thieneman, I think his name is. The Cooper DeJean lookalike. It's probably one of those guys. Yeah. But I think even when Jalen Phillips gets a contract, it's going to designate what the Eagles do, and I think it designates 1,000,000% of what the Eagles do in this draft. So, because honestly, I just think there's a big drop off. I think there's just a huge drop off when it comes to Sadiq, and then if it's not Sadiq, it's probably going to be an offensive tackle that you don't want to reach for. And we're talking about like you're not going to draft within the top 5. You're not going to move up aggressively to the top 5, top 10, top 15. So I'm almost like Sadiq is just a dream at this point, so he's going to be gone. And if it's not Sadiq, like I said, it's going to be an offensive lineman because safety's deep in this draft. Cornerback you can get on the second day. You're not drafting a linebacker. You're not drafting a quarterback. You're not drafting a running back early. So.
Yeah, I agree. I listened to everything you said, and I agree with you. Nick, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, getting bad feeling Dean goes to Dallas, I'm pissed. Yeah, it's like everybody's talking. Dean's going to Dallas. It sounds like Dean's going to Dallas. it makes me wonder if Dean's not going to Dallas. There's so much overhype about it, Let me ask you, do you think the Eagles, if they felt Dean was going to end up in Dallas, do you think that would motivate them to sign him?
Yeah, maybe. I think it's going to come down to price. I think there's only a certain line they're not going to cross. I mean, his value is his value, but I mean, he's very injury prone. And it's weird because we never talk about injury prone guys and wanting them back pretty badly. But when he's healthy, look what he does. But there's going to be a certain price that, I don't know, maybe Nakobe Dean. I mean, look, this is the second contract. So, I mean, these guys want to get their bag. I get it. Like, I don't blame any players that want to get paid, and I don't get mad at players that want to get paid, but maybe he wants to stay with Jordan Davis and Carter. Maybe it motivates Dean to maybe he's going to try to force to stay in Philly to see if they can really work something out before going somewhere else. I don't know how this thing is going to go with him.
I don't. And maybe he cares about winning. I mean, if you want to win, then you don't want to go to Dallas. Like if I was saying, all right, reasons not to go to Dallas. One, the first thing on my list would be not going to win. Mm-hmm. That would do it. Joel, G.I. Joels, what's going on? Thank you for super chat. The reason they are fast is because the fast ones ran. Combine turnout is down 18% from last year. Wow, that's a good catch. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's very interesting. It is. CZ, thank you for super chat. Dean could get up to 15 million. Jerry can overpay. Yeah, 15 million is insane. Like I guess my dream for the Nakobe Dean situation is that, and I love Nakobe, but that he doesn't get the big money on the open market, and he's kind of gets like these offers that he feels are low balls. And he says, you know what? The best course of action is play out a year and prove myself that I can stay healthy and then get a big contract. In that case, then the Eagles, I think, have a good chance to sign him because he's going to want to go where he already knows and feel comfortable and is more likely to be successful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's hard to say. Howie doesn't like letting draft picks go. But it's also a linebacker, so
you're set. Even without Dean, you're set, and you have Campbell that's just sitting there needing snaps. So it's all and then the compensatory pick game, like you get a third round pick, you'll have a third round pick in 2027.
If the Eagles did trade it, okay, I'm not saying they're going to or they should. I'm not saying they should. I'm not saying they're going to. I'm just speculating. But let's say the Eagles, in a surprise move, decided to sign Dean, but what if they traded Bourne? I'm not saying they should, but do you think that's something they would think about doing? Do you think they could get a huge return for him? And do you think it's something they should even consider?
I don't think they should consider it because they don't know what they have in Campbell yet. Mm-hmm. Maybe they say we know what we have in. Maybe Fangio says we know what we have in him in some degree, but we really don't because of just if Campbell played a lot of snaps and he was just phenomenal. I don't think we probably wouldn't be talking about Dean as much. And if it's a Bond trade, I don't know. It's just way too valuable for me to get rid of him.
Bond is 29 years old.
Yeah,
he will be 30 next December. So I still think he's in that window where he's got some good years left, and also because he didn't play a ton early in his career, he may not be as beat up. So he may be a young 29-year-old, Right. But let me see here. They got Bond signed through 2029. If they were to trade Bond, if they traded Bond pre-June, that would cost them $5 million in cap savings. If they traded him as a post-June, that would save them $4.3 million this year. Or next year.
So what do you ask him for draft compensation wise? I mean, you got to ask for something nice.
I don't think you're going to get a first or second round pick.
No,
you'd probably be a third or fourth. And I'm not saying they're going to do it. I'm not even saying they should do it. I'm just speculating how they could keep Nakobe Dean on the roster. Would Howie do something like that? To kind of shock us. The Eagles don't like to get rid of draft picks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ball's got 3 more years less. If goofball. I said dude, I didn't say they should do it. I said just spitballing. You got to be able to like imagine things and think about it. Doesn't mean you're saying do it. I love when people think like, he said, good ball. Good ball. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know. I don't understand sometimes when you talk, you just talk about something. It's like, they're not going to do this. It's like, dude, we're just talking. We're just talking.
Yeah, people. I don't know why people get offended over
like
speculation. like it's like, yeah, there's facts to things, but like Philly and I have talked about a million things over the years that maybe shouldn't have happened, but it actually did happen.
Yeah,
you never know.
Now, I'm not saying they should do it, and I personally would not do it, but I'm just thinking like, how would they keep Dean, and then how do you justify keeping Dean? That would be the question.
Yeah.
I think if you kept Dean, you would I would just go with those 3 guys. And then next year, maybe you trade them.
Yeah.
Campbell should be Bourne's replacement. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, he said good ball. I thought he said goofball.
Yeah, he said it was
I apologize then.
Yeah,
I apologize. I apologize. I thought he was taking a shot at me. I'm like, oh man, my bad. I apologize
to you,
brother. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I apologize. Chris Scott says, I love Dean. The only way to keep him is if we let Phillips leave and sign Chubb. Campbell can spell both Bourne and Dean and can spell both. I think that's a misspelling too, right? He can. Campbell can play both Bourne and Dean.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I mean, what's the fascination with Chubb? I mean, he's 30 years old, isn't he?
Well, I think it's that he's cheap.
Yeah.
He's cheap. He's had success. I still think he's got something left. And, he's 29. He's 29. He'll be 30 in June. So he's going into to his first year at 30. Let's see, Chubb. Chubb had 8.5 sacks, dude.
Yeah, it's a good year.
Dude, and he knows the system, He knows the system. So I'm not opposed to it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bourne does have 3 years left. I think that's totally fair. It's totally fair. Yeah, Chubb had 8.5 sacks. I mean, I would think if you can't sign Phillips, you could get Chubb, but I still think you need then somebody else,
Yeah.
I'm for re-signing Dean and moving Jihad to edge. I trust him more than I trust Jalen Phillips, especially to stay healthy. Signing Nakobe is cheaper than signing Jalen Phillips. You think see, like, I don't know. I can't trust him more than Phillips because he's not really. Has he ever really done it in the NFL?
What do you mean?
I mean, he's saying that he trusts Jihad Campbell to play the edge over more than he trusts Jalen Phillips to stay healthy. I don't know. I don't know if Jihad Campbell can play edge or not. I mean, I just don't think we know.
No, I mean, he didn't do much. I mean, you have to make a decision whether you're going to keep him there or not, which I don't think they want to keep him there, but I don't know.
Yeah. I kind of like Campbell, like where he's at. I kind of like where he's at. I would like to just keep him there. I want to keep Dean. I do, especially for blitzing, dude. I think he's the best blitzing linebacker in football. Best blitzing off the ball linebacker. Campbell at edge is not the move. Yeah, I don't think it is either. Bones' contract is up in 20. Well, he's got this year, and he's got next year, and then he's got voidable year in 2028, 29, 30, and 31. So essentially 27. He's got 2 years left on his contract.
Yeah, but I think his money's gone after this year. I think he's on contract for 2 years, but I think his guarantees are up after this year. So I think it's only this year.
Let me see here.
Even though it says 2, I think it's the same thing that happened with Dallas Goedert. I think it's the same, probably the same thing.
Well, so if you were to we'll say trade pre-June 1st. If you were to trade pre-June 1st, you would lose $5 million in cap space. If you were to trade him pre-June 1st in 2027, that would be you would gain $2.1 million. So he would be $9 million in dead money in 2027. He's 7.5 million against the cap this year. He's $11.7 million against the cap in 2027. Now, if they move on from him in 2028, he's like $18 million in cap savings because that 2028 it's a voidable year. He's got a cap number of 24 million.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Chubb had more sacks than everybody on our team, including Phillips. He did, yeah, and I think he can still play. I mean, he's only 29. He'll be 30. I think he's got a few years left. I would not be opposed to it if you lose Jalen Phillips. If you lose Phillips, bring in Chubb, but don't you think then you got to bring in somebody else?
That I don't know. I mean, somebody else on a like as cheap
at the edge.
Yeah. Like a couple year rent, like someone as cheap or someone more expensive.
No, it'll probably be cheaper, or maybe even a draft pick.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I think Chubb could play, and I think he'd be good. Like I think Chubb. I don't know how much Chubb's going to be this year, but he's definitely going to be cheaper than Jalen Phillips, probably by about $8 million a year.
Yeah,
Yeah, Campbell's definitely not the edge. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't have an interest in moving him now. I don't. DJ, thank you for the super chat. He goes, my guys, I would love to see Makuba and CJ Gardner-Johnson tandem in the secondary. Laugh out loud. Losing Dean hurts, but to Dallas would sting as well as Reed too. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think CJ, I don't think he's coming back. I would love it, but they had every chance to bring him back. They traded him. Then he gets cut. They could have brought him back then. Then he goes to Baltimore and gets released off the practice squad. And then he sat, for about a month just at home doing nothing before Chicago. So to me if they wanted him, they could have brought him back.
Yeah, it's a lot of movement for a player within a year, within a few years, really. It's been all over the place.
Yeah. I can't justify paying $25 million for 5 sacks in a year for Jalen Phillips. Love the guy, but he's not worth it. What about the fact that for Vic Fangio, he doesn't necessarily care about the guy having 15 sacks. You know what I mean? He wants him to be able to do other things, which I think Phillips does well. But I personally, anything over 24 million, I'm not doing. I kind of agree with Daz in a way. Like he's been hurt. He shows flashes, but he didn't have a lot of sacks. Is his best years coming? I don't know.
So what? He had like 70-something pressures in like 8 games,
something like that. Yeah,
I mean that's pretty damn good. I mean, other players are making plays because of him, so you don't really have the numbers too much. So I don't think 25 is really going to settle for me on that price. Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the problems would be solved if friggin' Nolan Smith would just be the guy.
Maybe like he had a late bye, so he was playing for weeks. I mean, who knows? He didn't have a bye week with Miami. Came to the Eagles, had a really late bye, and maybe if he gets signed, he has an off season with the Eagles. He has an OTAs. He has a camp. And maybe it's hard to build up stats like that when you get traded during the year. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It
could be a lot of.
I'm not opposed to it. Sign him, but I don't think anything over like 24 million. I want.
No.
Martika, thank you for the super chat. Let Phillips walk and the money used to sign Chubb and Denzel Ward from Cleveland. See, how much would Denzel Ward cost you though? That's the question. I think he would be pretty expensive. I don't see the Eagles really. I don't see the Eagles signing a big money a corner. I think they'll get somebody that's slightly better than Adoree Jackson. Not slightly, but better than Dory.
Capable,
but not top 10. Yeah. Let's see. If his contract's up next year, then we better re-sign Dean, and Vic can figure out what to do with Campbell. Well, he's got this year and all of next year, and then 2028 looks like a voidable year. So to me, that he's got 2 years left on his contract. See, I would sign Dean, and I would keep Bond. I would let Bond play the whole entire year, and I would do basically what I did last year with my linebackers. And then I think at that point I would consider moving on from Bond. Not that I don't like him, but just at that point let Dean and Phillips, or not Phillips, Campbell take over.
Yeah. I wouldn't even have a problem if Dean wasn't here, if Trot got his shot in the future. I honestly wouldn't even mind it, because I think he's flashed a lot and has really deserved some playing time too. So,
yeah. Well, if Dean and Carter never go to Dallas, hopefully, and if Dean goes to Denver, I'll root for him and I can like him and it all's good. But Dallas, dude, nah, that's not. I can't have that. But I'm telling you, Dallas is like, they want to be the Eagles so bad. It's not even funny. What up, Clark? How are you, man?
What up, Clark?
Yeah, I agree. Campbell is an off-the-ball linebacker.
Yeah.
Keep Epps around. Yeah, I have no problem keeping Epps around. I just don't want him as a starter. Yeah, I would take Chubb too. Let's get C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. Born leader, tough effing dog. Let's do this and no trade calls, because I don't want the boy gone anymore. Swifty is killing my boys. We'll see. I just don't think they'll bring him back. I mean, he's probably cheaper than Reed Blankenship and better.
It's just weird. It's just for a guy from 22, really 21, going into 22, getting traded to the Eagles, and then he's just been on and off team. I mean, he just hasn't been able to sit somewhere at all.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. Whether, I don't know if he's burning bridges with certain teams, or they just, I don't know. And whatever happened here, I'm not sure. But
so they got the guys are still on the field. They're still running drills, and there should be another group. It looks like there's another group lined up against the wall, getting ready to run. We'll see. We'll see who those guys are. But I think this is where they go, dude. I think this is it. I think they're going offensive line in the first round. Unless Sadiq somehow they can get him, but I don't see how that's going to happen now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I've gone through almost a lot of these different positions. I'm like, well, what else is there? What else is there to get at, at 23 where it's not a reach? I mean, safety's a deep position. I don't think you need to draft a corner in the first round. Like, whatever, if anybody else is a reach, I mean, whatever you don't have, if you don't have to pay a first round talent this year, then you don't have to pay a first round talent. If nobody's there, and you can afford to trade back. So
yeah.
It's tough for me because it's a big drop off with a lot of these positions this year.
Yeah. Now I do think if Sadiq, and Big Pickett says if Sadiq is at 17 or lower, Howie's going to pounce ski mask Howie. I would say 13. I think if he's still on the board at 13, I think the Eagles start making phone calls. They tried to go from 32 to 20 last year. So I could see them trying around 13 to get up and get him, because maybe they're afraid like Tampa's going to get him. If he gets to like 16 or 17, I think Howie's definitely going to try. Question is will anybody want to trade with? Nobody wants to trade with the guy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, they could do whatever they want. I mean, what if this is a normal thing where he can't even trade up one time? I mean, he can't even trade up at all.
Yeah. Chris Scott says, we don't need 3 offensive linemen. We need 1 to 2 would be nice. 3rd and 4th. I think you could get unsigned offensive linemen, late pick, but I think early, like within the first 4 rounds, they need 2.
Yeah, they
drafted. I would get 2.
They drafted how many guys last year? How many offensive linemen last year? They drafted 2. I think 3. No, 3. They drafted the guard center in the 5th. They drafted the kid from Michigan, and then they drafted
and
who the other one was.
And I think when you had Stoutland, and this is one of the areas where not having Stoutland hurts, is that you could draft guys later and he could develop them. There's no way we can know whether this guy could develop offensive linemen. So I think you have to start using some of those earlier draft picks to get them.
Yeah.
I just don't know because I don't know what Jurgens is going to be. Like, is Jurgens going to be able to come back healthy? Is Dickerson going to come back healthy? If those guys can come back healthy, it changes everything about this team.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Toryville says, I don't think Jurgens will be the same. He's going out of the country for treatment, which usually is a sign of desperation because traditional treatments aren't working. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, you could be right. That's how I kind of took it too. And then I hear people saying that a lot of guys are doing this now more and more because it does work. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's not out of the ordinary. No, boxers, UFC fighters, a lot of people that get beat up in a specific sport, they usually go through this when they have to kind of reset their body. So,
Drozone says, I think the draft is usually more solid than people lead on. It just doesn't have a ton of superstar power right off the bowl like people want. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that the top talent, I don't think it's top talent heavy. And I don't think the differences between the guys in the 20s and the guys in the 50s are that great, which, to me opens the door to trading back. I think Cam and Dickerson will be playing with injuries from here on out, unfortunately. Well, that's why I want to get offensive linemen and, start getting some depth there. I don't see Phillips returning unless he takes a discount. I think the D-line is fine with a fully healthy Jalen Carter. I still think you need another edge, though. I still think you need another edge rusher. I mean, maybe Chubb would be the guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because they could possibly bring Graham back, and Nolan Smith needs to step it up. We said do or die for Nolan Smith this year. I mean, I don't know how many more edge rushers they're going to add, but
Yep. Chris Gus says Howie does not sound worried at all. No, I think Howie's got a plan, and Howie's probably foreseen this for about a year, if not more. So, he's got a plan. The question is there anything in there that is going to surprise us? Is there anybody on this team that they're going to get rid of that we're shocked about?
Yeah.
Like nobody had on their bingo card that the Eagles were going to trade C.J. Gardner-Johnson after the season. Even C.J. Gardner, nobody thought he was going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
because I'm saying because of that move, it made it like an immediate fucking impact for the draft when it didn't have to be an immediate impact, and then he just totally ignored corner CB2. Did nothing. So
I know. So yeah, I agree. I do agree. People need to understand some of the best medicine in the world is not in the United States. Laughing my ass off. It's not a sign of desperation. It's getting the best stuff possible. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that people are really using it. We don't know a lot about it, but I think you're right. I agree with that. My question is even through the stem cells, like Cam Jurgens is fairly young. Like, well, is he just like, maybe he'll get healthy, maybe he'll come back and be fine, but is it going to shorten the length of his career? Like, it doesn't feel like we're going to have a 10-year veteran like with Kelsey, Well,
I mean, Kelsey was dealing with shit every single year. He was contemplating retirement, like what, for 4 years? I mean, 4 years. I mean, he was dealing with stuff all year, beaten up. I mean, I don't think the tush push, I think our predictable play where these defenses were getting an early get off. I think there was a lot of things that made the offensive line more vulnerable to injuries. But when you get Dickerson hurt the second to last play in the open practice, and then by the third week, he can't even stay on his own 2 feet. It's a problem. Mulata had a down year. It just fell apart. And this is the first year where we've had offensive line issues. We never even talk about the offensive line because it's always taken care of. Now the new offensive line coach, we have no idea how, a position coach, how in with Howie he is when it comes to taking care of things, because Jeff Stoutland was really trusted with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
With the drafting process and everything. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's very, very, very true.
Yeah.
You ever listen to Opie and Anthony? Nah, I mean, I knew who they were. I've heard it probably here or there, but it was never like a show that I religiously listened to or anything like that. So I would say probably not. You couldn't consider me really like a listener to them. A word of rage. He goes, a lot of pros go do stem cell therapy. They just can't do in the U.S. because they haven't legalized. Yeah, it makes sense. Hey, listen, I think it works, obviously. And geez, hopefully it'll work for him,
I think you got. Oh, there you go. Okay, I was making sure you didn't skip anything.
Oh, Martika, thank you for the super chat. Sadiq won best wide receiver available. 3 swing guard tackle. Are you saying like those are your 4 for a and thank you for the super chat. Are you saying those are your 4 for first round, or are you saying those are like first round, second round, third round? Like,
yeah, that's what he means.
Sadiq would be great. But you don't need a receiver unless it's like you trade AJ. Not in the first round.
Right.
Yeah. If we trade up and get who we want, it's either Sadiq or Fano. I definitely think you could be right about that. Kyle says, Philly and Joey, I heard a trade early today involving AJ to New Orleans. We get Chris Olave and their second round pick. I know their second round pick is like a really early, it's like top 3 or 4 second round pick. So it's really like a late first. But I would say just do this. Just give me Chris Olave and a 2027 first. And I'm good.
Yeah, well, how about that? Did he just get paid? Did Olave get paid yet? He got paid.
I don't know. I'm not sure. But I don't think I don't believe it, dude.
Yeah, I haven't heard that.
Fabio, thank you for super chat. Who is the center we got from the Rams last year? Willie Lampkin. And he was kind of a guy that Stoutland was working with to develop. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know where we go from here with him. You know, a lot of questions about the offensive line and what they're doing, you know. Carlos, thank you for the super chat. He goes, gentlemen, salute. Just curious if Howie gets somewhat his way in free agency. Do you see him trading our first-round pick for more picks and a player? I actually think that he's going to trade that first-round pick one way or the other. I think he's either going to go back or he's going to go up. I don't think he's going to stay at 23. If I was a bet, I would bet that he's least likely to stay at 23. So yeah, he could very well go back.
Yeah, but do you think but he's saying, could he trade back and get a player at the same time? Could you do like a trade back for player, pick and player type deal? If it's an aggressive trade.
Yeah, you could trade a player for a pick if you want. Yeah. That usually don't happen, but
yeah,
you know. Let's see here. So don't forget we have Cam Williams, and he's a beast. He played good week 18. Hilton Pierce and center Kendall. Yeah, I have to see more of him, you know. But hopefully he'll be fine. You know. Bald Eagle, thank you for super chat. He goes, Stoutland leaving feels a lot like when Reed left. I don't know. I think I personally feel like when Reed left, it was like 2 years too late. Like, not that I didn't like Reed. I just thought we needed a change. I feel like with Stoutland got, you know, they treated Stoutland horrible, dude. You know what I mean?
They did him really dirty, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. Key word for him, a lot of factors go into doing stem cell, right? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, I really don't know much about it. Like, I don't. I remember it was a big deal when Peyton Manning did it. I don't think it's as big of a deal now, you know, but I don't know enough about it. I cannot really talk on it except to say that it seems like guys think it work, huh?
I'm gonna search on is it normal for players to do that?
Can't wait till round 3 for no. I don't think they'll wait till round 3 for offensive lineman. I think they're going to get an offensive lineman within the first 2 rounds. Even if they trade that first round pick, they'll still get one.
So it says, is it normal for players in the NFL to get stem cells? It says, yes, it's considered normal for NFL players to receive stem cell treatments. These treatments are becoming more common among elite athletes, including NFL players who have been vocal about their successful recoveries. While some players may seek out unproven stem cell therapies, it is important to note that the use of these treatments in the NFL are still under scrutiny due to the lack of scientific research to support their claims.
Yeah. Gotcha. Interesting.
He's getting roids. No, he's getting drugged up.
Somebody wrote in there. I lost where it was. I was going to click on it. I apologize, but it said he went to the cocaine capital of the world. Wouldn't it be great if you had like he does this video? Hey guys, I'm in Venice, wherever he is. For stem cell treatment, and there's all this white stuff on his nose.
Scarface.
That's hilarious. I know it sucks to lose Stoutland, but if you think about it, you have as many offensive coordinators as we have had. Typically, the run game coordinator's line coach goes with the previous offensive coordinator. He had a great run, time to evolve. Yeah, I mean that's fair. You know, does he know what kind of offense that they're going to bring in and things like that? And from what I was hearing, he didn't have a lot, you know, of tons of knowledge on what they're going to do and stuff like that. So I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I just don't like how it happened. It was the way he went out, he did not thank the Eagles organization. He was thank the fans, but it was they went behind his back and changed the run game and didn't inform him to the point where he felt like he didn't even deserve to have that title. I just don't understand how you would treat Stoutland like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the tight ends coach, I forgot his name because we haven't talked about it in a while. The tight ends coach is the new run game coordinator that came from Green Bay. That was a wide receiver coach in Green Bay last year. I think that's how it went.
I don't know.
A lot of changes, a lot more changes than I really expected. I expected the OC to be gone, obviously, but there was just a lot more going on. It's just funny how the Stoutland stuff, like as soon as he left, all this news came out. Like, who leaked all that news? Like, who leaked all that?
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know. 4133 says, a member for 29 months. He goes, 500. I'm here again to say we need a returner. I'm with you, man. 100%. I back that up. Going to say it on every stream and hope Howie's watching. Also, we need to move Lampkin to fullback. Lampkin to fullback? It will kill these small defenses like the screen. Thanks, my man. Appreciate it. That's interesting. What makes you think he could play fullback? But as far as returner goes, yeah, I agree with you, man. We need to upgrade that return game. YouTube Pump Life, thank you for super chat. He goes, we need another 2017 first for AJ. It's crucial. Or we need another 2027. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Yeah, I agree. If you're going to trade him, to me, that's like minimum. That's non-negotiable, and it is what it is. And if you don't want to make the trade, then you can't have him. Like, like the report of that Patriots saying the Eagles are unserious. Like, people are like taking that like it's supposed to be negative against the Eagles. Like it makes the Eagles look bad or something. It's like, no, exactly. That's exactly how the Eagles should be with it. They should be unserious because I unseriously don't want to trade them.
No.
Mannion and Fangio both worked with Skyler before. That's the reason before he was chosen. I'm not sure who. Cooper is the name of the offensive line coach, I believe.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think they got another group get ready to run now. I do think Willie could be athletic enough to do that. How big is Willie Lampkin? Let me see. I'm curious what like how big he is, because he's a bit of a if I remember correctly, isn't he a bit undersized?
Yeah, I think so. I thought he got hurt. Didn't he get hurt again too? He got hurt again and then came.
Oh, I don't know.
During the year.
Yeah, I don't know. He's 5'9", or 5'11". 5'11".
Oh, okay.
5'11", 290 pounds. So he's an undersized center, but probably really athletic. Interesting. Yeah, he's going to be interesting. See, that's where I think you miss Stoutland. Like, I would love to see this guy develop. You know what I mean? Stoutland, but we'll see. And he's signed, let's see. Yeah, he's not going anywhere for a few years. So he's there. We'll see if they can develop him. Why not then trade AJ to the Raiders for the second this year and a first-round pick next year? Well, I don't think the Raiders would do it. I don't think they're going to give you the first pick of the second round and a first-round pick next year. I mean, my question is, why would the Raiders want a 29-year-old wide receiver? I get that you have a quarterback that's going to be a rookie, but if you're building a team, why spend the money on him? Get another receiver that you could develop,
right?
That be more long-term. You know, to me, the only teams that are seriously going to contemplate A.J. Brown are going to be teams that are competing.
Yeah, then you go younger and they don't need to spend the cap on AJ. They're not competing. It's not worth even spending that on their side of things.
Yeah. The Raiders need young. I mean, that's why I don't understand why the Raiders would even keep Crosby. Like get a first-round pick for him and move on, you know? Defensive tackle class is weak. That's okay. That works out for us.
Oh, then he got paid $42 million, and then he was pretty much satisfied. You know.
Yeah. Bird Gang says Lampkin used to be a wrestler, so he'd do hell of a. Oh, okay. I didn't know that he was a wrestler. I would be fine trading with AJ if we could deploy a quicker passing game. Brady 8 on 5-yard cuts. Amendola, Edelman. I think you're going to see a quick passing game. I definitely think you're going to see a lot more short passing game, a lot more quick passes. I think we're going to see a lot more short to intermediate routes. Like, instead of it always seems like the Eagles is like run, go deep, run, go deep.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see more of a short passing game. And, I'll argue this, that I don't believe anybody can stop A.J. Brown when he runs a slant. like he's so good after the catch. And strong.
Just don't drop it. That's all.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Just don't drop it.
Yeah. The Bills would be a team who wants A.J., same with the Pats. I agree. The reason I kind of favor the Pats is because, like I said before, I think they're going to take a step back. So I think that draft pick may be better than what we think if they got that first round.
Yeah. Give me the picks.
I like the Sadiq kid, of course. I think he's worthy of first round pick. I think he's worthy of a trade up. I also like the kid, the Stowers, and then there was one other kid,
Mm-hmm. Stowers is good.
Hurts can't pass Philly 500. Oh, okay. Tell that to the Kansas City Chiefs. They would like to have a word with you about that. Obviously, Sadiq, then Jolly, Claire, Triggs, Stowers, that's it. Yeah, Claire, I would say I have to watch Triggs and Jolly. I don't know much about. But I would say Sadiq, Stowers, and Claire, I think you're right.
Mm.
I look at the Sadiq dude as like a major weapon. I
know.
If I think he's a major tight end weapon down the road. So I think he's worthy of a trade up. The question is would you bring Goddard back and then trade up for him? I would love it if they could sign Goddard and then bring that kid in and let him learn behind Goddard.
I would love that. I would absolutely.
Oh my God, that was great.
Oh,
Can you imagine 2 tight end sets with those 2 guys?
Yeah.
Oh man.
You won't even need a wide receiver. You don't even need a wide receiver 3 at that point. If you had both of them, probably not. It wouldn't even matter. Probably not.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Bird Gang, welcome to Dingbat Nation. Thank you so much, my man. Appreciate it. It's going to be interesting if we're going to get any reports out about the Eagles liking Sadiq. Did he talk at all? If the Eagles talk to the Eagles at all? Did we hear anything about that?
I don't think so, but we'll see the unofficial visits. We'll see if they bring him in. That's where it's going to count the most.
YouTube Pump Life, thank you for super chat. This draft is not that good. No, I don't think it's that the greatest draft class. That's why I think there's only a few players that I think are worthy of a first-round pick, and then I have every intention of trading out. Like, if it was up to me, if I could get Sadiq, I would, and I could trade up for him, I'm willing to do that. Otherwise, I'll trade out of the first round. Just give me a first-round pick next year.
Yeah.
The Penn State guards of beast. We need another month. I agree. I'm all for drafting. I have no issues with drafting a guard at 23 if they're going to stay. If they're going to stay there, I still would trade out, but or in the second round. But yeah, I think you need to go offensive line. Me personally, I think 2 of your 3 first picks should be an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Sadiq, the Spencer Fano kid you could trade up for because he's going to be better than he's rated higher than Proctor, and maybe Proctor because you won't have to move up that much at all for Proctor. You could probably sit at 23, maybe move up a spot or 2. So it's really like a tight end to a couple offensive linemen, and then if that's not the case, you trade back. I mean, that's where we're at right now when it comes to this first round. Like, I'm not trying to reach for anybody. They have an opportunity that someone's going to slide to that second day. They got 2 third round. They got a second. They got 2 thirds. I think they have 2 fourth round picks as well. I mean, mid rounds, they're loaded.
Right.
So this is a perfect situation for them, honestly.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. What does Proctor worry you about? Like, what's the worry with Proctor? Like, I get it. Like, I keep hearing that he's like, raw. He needs development stuff. Like, is he another guy that like you definitely take a chance and draft him if you have Stoutland, but now that you don't, maybe you don't take him? I don't know.
No, I think the whole point is they want to bring him in and put him at right guard for the year to get playing time. They don't want to sit him. I think he needs like a year. Like, he needs a year of play. He needs to play for a year and learn.
And what about the kid from Penn State? The lone?
I'm not sure.
Like, the question is, where's he going to go? Like, to me, if he's available and I have to pick at 23, I'm taking him, dude. I'm taking him.
Well, even the Monroe Freeling kid is the kid from Georgia, another one too, and he plays left tackle and right tackle. He's actually played both. So he's got some value as well if they want to keep a guy like that just in case if someone gets injured or whatever. You never know. So, I mean, there's options at offensive tackle, no doubt.
Yep. Agreed. Lanning says, if you're drafting an offensive lineman, they have to have a love of football in them. They've got to live, breathing football. Yeah, I think you got to in every position, really. But we can talk about players. We could talk about guys look talented and they're good in games and they're good at the combine. And we could talk about that. The one thing we can't talk about is whether guys committed, where his head is.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know because we're not in no interview process. That's always the thing that we have to, I think we lose sometimes when we say, why didn't the Eagles take this guy? And then you find out years later, like, oh, I get it now,
Yeah.
A bite of life. What's up, my man? How are you? Dillard vibes on Proctor. Okay. Now Stoutland was here, I wouldn't worry as much. I don't think he's a great fit with our offensive line. Gotcha. Interesting. Freeling out of Georgia looks good. Plays tackle, but has played guard, so flexibility. He could start this year at right guard. I love it. I love it. Especially you're always going to convince me when you tell me a guy can play multiple positions on the line. I think that's I love that. Hey, Philly, would you trade Tanner McKee and our 23rd pick to the Jets for the 16th pick? Yeah, probably. Well, if Sadiq is there, I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
If Sadiq is there, I would do it. I'm not going to do it. I wouldn't do it until I know who's on the board, though. Like, I'm not going to risk it until I know who's on the board. Why not keep A.J. Brown? Why not keep A.J., trade out of the first round, get a first for next year, trade up for Jeremiah Smith, get an O-line second round this year, and draft it? That's kind of what I'm hoping that they do. That's kind of what I want. I want them to acquire another first for next year, maybe 2, and I want them to go after Jeremiah Smith next year. And yes, you can still take an offensive lineman with your first 2 picks, or two of your first 3 or 4 picks. Proctor's attitude, really. Well, it sounds like from what Proctor was saying that the Eagles are really high on him, dude.
Yeah,
he was saying they told him they really like him, want him. I mean, that's kind of interesting, no?
Mm-hmm.
This draft is so hard to predict with all these variables. We don't know if J.P. Reed got it or come back. Well, yeah, I mean, that's that's why it's like, like I don't do mock drafts. I don't even read too many mock drafts this time of year, like, because free agency kind of changes everything, dude. It really does. You know, if I had to guess, I mean, look, if they're picking at 23, let's say they keep their pick and they're picking 23, and the best player on the board at the time is a cornerback, even though they've got to pay 2 corners, I can't tell you they wouldn't do it. They very well may. And to me, I would just say take the best player available. Worry about all the other stuff later. AJ is here until 2028 unless huge offer appears. I agree. And that's how it should be. And it's just funny to me that people are like kind of bashing the Eagles because the Eagles apparently were unserious about trading AJ Brown to the Patriots, who offered a second-round pick. Second-round pick is not good enough, dude.
No.
What about Kozio from Houston or Jolly from North Carolina State as a tight end on day 2? Yeah, I think that's fair, and I think the Eagles will get a tight end. The chances that Sadiq, I think, is very slim at this point. So yeah, I think day 2 tight end is probably very likely. Hurts chokes. No, that's not true. You know that's not even true. And it's like it's laughable, to be honest with you. You can't say Super Bowl MVP is a choker. That doesn't really work. Dak is a choker, big time. Dak would have been ran out of town. So, he would have been gone 3-4 years ago, dude. I'd like to be tight end Joe Moore. I like tight end Joe Moore. I forgot what college he's from, but he looks pretty good. I like him. I don't know. I don't know enough about him. Yeah, I don't know. We took Koza. Yeah, I mean, day 2 tight end very likely. So we got guys running the 40 again. Let's see who's going to go. Is Proctor running? I want to see if Proctor runs.
Yeah, I don't think Proctor. Where is?
Yeah, he's running. Yeah, he's running.
A few more people.
What about the? I mean, that's interesting. So this was the heat. I don't know if the Penn State guard is running. I hope he's running in this too. I don't think the defense threw the dagger to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts played his best games of his career. His 2 best games came in the 2 biggest
Super
moments.
Bowls. Yeah.
So that's not a choker. You might not like him as a quarterback, as a pure thrower, all that stuff. The one thing you can't call him is a choker. That's reserved for Dak Prescott. The Hurts hate so weird to me because it's actually nothing to do with football. It's pure hatred for him. Yeah, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. I think a lot of people, they have big ego. Okay, they're showing Proctor getting ready. But I think a lot of people have big egos and they trashed Hurts coming out of the draft. Mm-hmm. And they can't accept when they're wrong. Too many people that do these things, like they can't accept when they're wrong. I'm wrong half the time. Shit. That's all I ever say is, I was wrong. I'm wrong.
It happens. I mean,
yeah.
No one's perfect, so.
Micah Morris is running from Georgia right now. Phil, you heard the Cowboys saved all this money and have $10 million cap space, which is essentially zero. And all the Cowboys fans saying they're Super Bowl. Yeah. They're absolutely being ridiculous, dude. Like I was on the Jacob Media, I was on Phil's show last week, and they were like, the question was like, how much has the Cowboys closed the gap already on the Eagles? It's like, dude, we haven't even had free agency yet. They've acquired nobody. What do you mean? They haven't gained anything. They're nuts, those Cowboy fans. They're nuts. They saved all that money. They still need to fix a bunch of other contracts, right? $10 million isn't going to cut it, dude. It's not going to cut it.
Yeah, they got like 3 or 4 other contracts they need to. Their
defense stinks. Like they need to spend a lot on defense, dude.
Which
Cowboys are going to take a chance, and they're going to they're going to blow it. I mean, if you look at the Eagles, they're Super Bowl contenders. They got a defense. They got offense. They got to tweak some things, get some things right, but they're back in it. Dallas needs a whole new defense. Like most of their defense, they need to go out and pay guys. I think their corner, Bland, I think he's so overrated, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I think Bland is so overrated.
From his whatever that breaking the NFL history year, whatever that was, his interceptions, his pick 6 year, whatever it was. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm telling you, they're gonna like Roush too. The guy was underused, insane at blocking. I like it. Yeah, that works. Emmanuel pregnant is
yeah, Emmanuel's pregnant.
Proctor's up next.
Yeah.
I want to see him. Dad, I was trying to tell if I want to watch Utah Titans. Okay, I'll go watch him. No Diddy, but it's a bunch of fragile men with egos. Dude's a stud. He's looking. He's good looking. He's got swag. His wife is bad, and he goes to Super Bowl laughing my ass off. 50% will love him. 50% will hate him. Insecurity. You're totally right.
And he doesn't 100. Give a shit, and he can care
That's
less.
The best part about it. But
he gives no one attention.
Yeah, here you go. Proctor's getting ready. 6'6", 352 pounds, dude. That's a big guy. Play right guard, though. I'll tell you that. Question is, he's nasty, Let's see. Here he goes. Here he goes. He moves pretty good, dude.
That was quick.
5.2. That's not bad for a guy 355 pounds.
That's not bad at all.
No. He moves really, really well. Damn. Proctor. Yeah, he's huge. I love the idea of that huge right guard. Very quick, dude. That was a 5'2". We had tight ends running 5'2s yesterday, dude, or the other day.
What did Jordan Davis run? If anybody
remember what Davis ran.
Yo, we were like starstruck.
I fell in love with him right there. Let me see what he ran.
God, what did he weigh at the time? I forgot what he weighed. He was like 3.
Davis ran. Oh my God, Jordan Davis ran a 4.7. Holy shit.
That was crazy.
4.78 is it at 300 and let's see what let me go to his combine results.
He got to have been 360 something. Like 360. Or no, he lost weight. No, he lost weight from the season to the combine, so he probably was like 350.
He weighed in at 6'6", 341 pounds.
Yeah. Jesus.
His 10-yard split was 1.6. He had a 32-inch vertical and 10'3" broad jump. His relative athletic score, his RAS, was perfect. 10.
Bro.
Oh my God.
Eagles were
Jordan Davis combine was. I remember Mark Holmes was like losing it. He wanted him so bad. Then we got him, and he's like, no, he's not any good anymore. Well, I said 5'2". 5'2" is bad. 5'2" for a guy 350. That's pretty good. Davis really was insane, dude. Yeah, Davis stole the show. And the thing is his desire to be good and to get great and be great is like as strong as his athletic ability. And that's why I think Davis's best years are in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Davis super chat. Need to upgrade to right guard. Steen isn't the guy. We both feel the same way. I don't think Steen is necessarily bad. I just don't think I just think you can improve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's okay. He's solid. He's capable of playing there, but except he needs to cut down on the penalties so we get the half field finally, and he's always going off sides. Another thing that pissed me off with him.
Yeah. Yeah, Philly, remember when Mark said Mazzy Smith was going to be better than I know. And he did it like it was like a 2-year stretch, or that whole off season, like when they drafted him. It was like every other video was Mozzie Smith is better than Jordan Davis. Mozzie Smith is going to be better than Jordan Davis. He don't talk about that no more.
Who was the other one? Taco Charlton? Taco Charlton? Who's
Taco Charlton? Yeah, that was a few years before, I think.
Yeah.
Another one ran a 5.2. I mean, for a 5.2 for a lineman, I think that's good. Because who cares? I mean, I don't really care if he can run a 40, but can he? Does he move well? And can he pull?
Yeah, he pulls.
I like the idea.
Yards. That's it.
I like the idea of a big giant right guard, like when we had Becton. I love that, dude. For Whitmore, that was crazy. No, Davis should not exist. He's a freak. I know. If I go look at Sam Roush's Raz, Howie loves that. The people. Let me look him up real quick.
Analytics. The analytics.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's like it's just one metric as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, because I think they trusted that. Even shows that they trusted Jeff Stoutland so much more with some of these metric type guys. Like if guys tested well and they needed a little bit of polish, and it worked out.
Exactly. Roush is 6'6", 267 pounds. That's great size, dude. But he's a tight end, though. We're not talking offensive lineman. Let's see what's. He ran a 4.7. That's great time for him. I don't see where it doesn't show me his Roush score. I don't see it.
Maybe didn't test. Maybe some guys don't do that. Maybe some guys don't like doing that testing either. Maybe they back out of certain, like they back out like the reps of 225 on the bench.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't see anything. He might not. Maybe they don't take it yet. I don't know. But I mean, he's a big tight end. I like that. Lane ran a 4.7. Yeah, Lane was one of those guys too. I mean,
That's
insane
crazy.
athlete. He was a cool. I mean, I remember thinking, man, you just knew if the Eagles took Lane Johnson, he was going to be good. You knew it, and he was awesome. He was a great pick. 500 loves meaty men. Pause. No diddy. Jair Alexander may decide to play Eagles guys' rights. Yeah, I don't know what the story with him is. Let's see if he's. I don't even think he shows up on the Eagles like over the cap. Let's see. Yeah, see, he doesn't even show up. I don't know. I'm not counting on Jair Alexander, that's for sure. I just don't think Proctor fits our culture. I don't see him being a Howie guy. I mean, I don't know. Tell me about him, like in terms of like personality. What's the deal with him? Like, does he have off the field issues? Do people think he like doesn't play at full speed all the time? Like, what's his weaknesses in that regard? Because I mean, what he said about the interview process when the Eagles loved him, basically. King Dingbat TV, member for 31 months. Thank you so much. I love the name. 500. Do you think Hurts would be down to restructure? Yes. The one thing about Hurts that he doesn't get enough credit for is that when he signed his contract, and he was working on his extension.
Oh yeah.
He told his agent, make sure we work something in that we can make sure that have a lot of cap space. So he didn't even take as much money as he could have gotten. And they set it up in a way that he's set to restructure if needed. If you look at the way his salary, I mean, what is he, $30 million this year, $40 million next year?
Yeah.
He set it up so that you could get players and they could be competitive. Where you look at like Dak Prescott, we worried about getting all that money. Not Hurts. And Tom Brady did the same thing, and so has Patrick Mahomes. I think that's important.
And that's why they're winning
I do think so. That's why they're winning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Philly, I have a few suggestions. Eagles should consider, but it's going to make me send influence. But all right, well, send it. I'll try to look for it. You send me the interview, Dillard. Okay, yeah, send it to me. Dak is the worst quarterback in playoff history. He's not that great. Joel, thank you for super chat, my man. He goes, I watched a Madden YouTuber, and it showed that Jordan Davis has the lowest stamina in the NFL. They remember him chasing Josh Allen and having to forgive him. Yeah, and he did, because when he did that, he was down on the ground like this. He goes up.
He needed oxygen like immediately.
Yeah, but not anymore. I mean, this year, dude, he was not winded at all.
I forgot who he chased on the side. Well, it might have been Josh Allen. I don't know if it was Josh Allen or if it was somebody else, and he just tackled him. He ran all the way across. I think he was on the opposite side of the field.
It was Stafford.
Yeah,
He really saved that game by chasing him down on the sideline, and he jumped right up, and it was like boom. Davis a beast, dude.
Yeah,
I love Jordan Davis.
Yeah, that pick. Yeah, even the field goal block when he ran it back, he was just.
I took a lot of shit for sticking up for him, man. Like, I would go on Sill's show, and he would call me Jordan Davis's PR guy. But I knew a guy that athletic and big. If he just gets conditioned and puts the work in, he's got every chance to be great. And Jordan Davis is showing it. And I don't think it was a 1-year thing. I think Davis is going to continue to be this way.
So because Jordan Davis is labeled as a first round pick, how much do you put into that when it comes to how far he's come from his first year until now?
Well, I mean, I think it was fair to say that before last year, if people want to say he didn't live up to expectations, Proctor's running again, by the way, but he's getting ready to go right now. If he can run a 5.2 or better, again, that'd be interesting. 5.25. So 5.22, 5.25. It's not bad, dude.
No.
So anyways, I think Davis hadn't lived up to expectations, but I think they're showing Proctor playing basketball, dude. Dude's an athlete. No question about it.
Just seeing him run these.
I don't know, Daz, man. He must have really bombed the interview because damn, looks like he moves well, man. He looks like he holds that 350 like way even better than Jordan Davis holds his. Damn.
He's not even breathing heavy. That guy did that like it was nothing.
No, it was nothing. I like it. I mean, I don't know enough about about him though. I'll have to go look at it.
Well, he plays basketball, which is good.
Yeah. Let's see. Trying to see. The dude was going to send me 2 parts, but I don't see it. Okay, I think this is it. A first and a third for Tanner. Trade Michael Carter. Calcaterra, Uche, Ogbe, 25-30 million savings. Bring a tight end Njoku and pull a trade for Terry McBride, release McWilliams and Ringo Bowers. Or Ringo or Bowers. Or Ward release McWilliams. Well, I wouldn't release McWilliams. He's only a second year.
Yeah.
The other thing is Michael Carter. Nobody's going to. You got to just cut him. I don't think you're going to get anything for him.
No.
And then Uche, I don't know. I think Uche, are those guys even on the roster this year? I think they're all 1-year deals. They're not even in there.
There's only 2 edge rushers on contract right now. That's it.
Yeah, and then McBride, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think Arizona would trade McBride.
No.
So I just don't think a lot of those guys are even on the team. I mean, I like how you think though. Like I like the outside the box thinking for sure. Yeah, Davis won us like 3 games on his own. Yeah, Davis was so good last year, man. That couldn't ever get over 500. No. Davis figured it out. Seems players go through this. Like, look at Darnold. It's true. Sometimes it takes longer. I'm telling you, dude, and people laughed at me, but if you look at the NFC Championship game, he sacks Jaden Daniels. He comes running to the sideline, and like he's all excited, but he takes a breath, and I swear to you, I know what he was thinking in that moment. He was thinking, I got this. I figured this out. I get this now. And I think it clicked in that playoffs, in that run. And Davis has been good ever since, dude.
Yeah.
If you look at him, the year we went to the Super Bowl, look how he wasn't getting hardly any snaps at one point. And he worked his way back into it.
Yeah, he did.
And now he's really important.
Because remember, they would take him out a couple of years ago. They would take him out on like the third downs, on the third down. So when they needed a pass rush, they would take him out for specific moments. Remember when we got into camp this past year and we saw Jordan Davis? Remember that picture they were doing like the thing, like for the videotape, they had the jerseys on. And we saw a picture of him and we were flipping out about it.
Yeah. Because I felt like if he got conditioned and in shape, he would be better. What he surprised me, what Jordan Davis surprised me about was I didn't expect him to become a better pass rusher. Yeah. Like his pass rushing skills are getting better. And that means he's putting the work in that way too. So I'm really excited about Jordan Davis, dude. And then watching the Inside the NFL, the whole Hard Knocks thing, the one thing to me was, if you looked at the guys who were speaking on the defense's behalf, guys who were making speeches when their defense was out there, when they were at dinner, when it was always Jordan Davis, dude. And I think Jordan Davis reminds me personality-wise a little bit of Brandon Graham. Always smiling, happy, like just brings energy to that team. I think he's in their long-term plans because of it. Rocco says, God bless you for having the patience going so show. I can't stand that dope. Only watching when you're, well, I appreciate you watching. He's all right. But, if I didn't go on, then we'd never get another perspective besides Jalen Hurts stinks. And it's Dak is great and Hurts stinks. That's all we would ever hear. First and third for McKee. Third for McKee. Jets trade injury-prone Dean. Wait. Trade injury-prone Dean. Dean's a free agent, so you can't trade Dean. Howell's under contract, I think. And you're done with Elliott. Uche is in my court. Yeah, they're all Uche, Aziz, Dean are all free agents, so they're leaving unless you sign them. So you can't trade them. Carter, you could cut him and get like $8 million. And I don't think the Jets would give you a first and a third for McKee. I don't think you'd be lucky to get a third for McKee, I think. But yeah, I don't think you're going to get the value that you're hoping. I like the idea. I like how you're thinking, but you're not going to get the value of it. Proctor's a project, and if we had Stoutland, then I think he would be good. Yeah, that's fair enough.
So Proctor had a better vertical at 32.5 at 352 pounds than Emmanuel Pregnant at one of the top guards in this draft at 315 pounds with a 35. I mean, that's pretty damn good. I mean, that's pretty damn athletic. From an athletic standpoint, I can see why the Eagles are all over him, and they're going to be more impressed now, I think, just from that. So, yeah.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
So do you think there's any way the Eagles could draft Proctor and then hire Stoutland to basically be his mentor or coach, like individually for the year?
Yeah, I mean,
he's taken off the whole year, and they said he's going to be around the Eagles organization.
If that's the truth, then we see in camp that he's around and he's like not the position coach, but like the offensive line assistant at like a lower role, but he's just trying to produce these guys throughout camp. That could be a possibility. That would be huge. I would love that. I hope that's the case if we see him. Yeah.
Yeah. 500. If McKee killed it in the last game he played, then definitely a conversation. But McKee isn't going to come in very much. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that last game helped him. You know, and I think that was once again bad coaching that really put just really ruined value. So you're right. He's not going to come in as much.
Especially with no starters in there. I mean, that's what the big fight was. Like, oh, the McKee, everybody that, you know, hyped up McKee now is not hyping up McKee. But now has the excuse now because McKee didn't play with starters. So everybody was just like, well, he didn't play with starters. He played with the, you know, the offensive line wasn't good.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I agree. Trade McKee and our second round pick to the Jets for their second round pick to move up in the second round. Yeah, I mean, if the Jets would be willing to do that, yeah, you could possibly do that. You know, Steen, what was that? What does it say? Dookie Prescott. That's very true. Steen went to Bama and wasn't effective. Easier to look great around bad talent. It's Vandy. Nobody would draft Steen over Proctor if they had to choose. Interesting. I want to read the interview Daz is talking about because he says he gets the Andre Dillard feel. I like what I see of the kids so far, but I'm only looking on the field. And they're getting ready to do drills, so this could be interesting. And I think the Penn State guard's going to I don't think he ran the 40, but I think he's going to be in the drills. So I want to check him out too.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking McKee, because all the analysts were I mean, I get it. I think what happened is I think some of his value got lost in that last game because I don't think he played too good. So I don't think you're going to get as much. Yeah, no more stout than you. Now it's what's the offensive lineman coach now? What's his name again?
Cooper.
Cooper. It's Cooper U. Cooper U, baby. Cooper U. It just don't sound right. You think Proctor will make an elite guard? Well, where do you think that's? Where are you thinking of Proctor playing tackle? I was thinking guard. Like I was thinking you draft Proctor to play guard, right guard next to Lane. That's exactly how I want to play him. I didn't want him at tackle.
Well, I'm saying for the future. I mean, for when he retires, I would think they'd take.
You want to move him?
Yeah, I mean that would probably be the plan.
So here's the Penn State guard, dude. He's getting ready to play. He's going to run. He's going to do the drills. I want to see. Yeah, look at him, dude. Look at him finish the block. They're showing, for you guys that aren't watching, they're showing the Penn State, was it Ioane?
Yeah.
I don't know how you pronounce his name, but he's they're showing highlights of him just destroying defensive players. Yeah, see, I think the Eagles need a guard. Now, he's a left guard. Could he play right guard? They compare him to Kevin Zettler. 6'4", 320 pounds, 32-inch arms, 31-inch vertical. All right. Vega Ioane, yeah. He's going to run, Daz. He's not going to run the 40. He's going to do the drills, though. I like his size. Like him or Proctor, I'm down with, dude. I as of right now, I have to see like what Daz is talking about with Proctor, but I've liked what I've seen of Proctor, but I want Proctor at right guard. I want to draft him to play right guard. Yeah. Maybe you want to kick him out to right tackle someday, fine. But, dude, give me a guy like – that'd be like somebody said Becton 2.0. It would. You'd have that giant, big-ass guard that could kick ass next to Lane. I love that, dude.
Yeah.
If I want a guard, I take the PSU kid tackle. Yeah. I think that the Penn State guy, I'd probably be my number one hope. But Proctor looks like it sounds like, and I don't know enough about Proctor, but it sounds like to me that he's like, like boom or bust. He's either going to be really good or he's not. Ioane can play inside and outside. He's exactly how he wants. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
It says he can play left guard.
He can.
What is he viewed as? Is he a left guard or a right guard?
Well, on the what I was seeing on the highlights, he was playing left guard. Here he goes. He's going first right now. He's doing the drill. So Ioane is out there. Vega is out there. Look, he moves really well. Very smooth. 320 pounds. Yeah, I like it. Eagles got me so impressed. I'm addicted to Madden.
Jesus.
If Ioane fell to us that you'd run up the podium, I get it. Vega's a class act. He's definitely a Howie guy. Did he say anything? Did he say anything about the Eagles talking to him at all? Kenyon Sadiq and Emmanuel McNeil. Warren is my dream scenario. First 2 rounds. I like it. I'm not sold on our new offensive line coach, but I trust Howie to hire a right guy. He doesn't want to repeat on the season pay. I agree. Look, I don't know what to expect of him either, man. Like from what it sounded like of him, it really seemed underwhelming, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Jay says that I would run a 5.5 and Joey would run a 4.5. Man, I would run at least a 5.2. Howie already said Steen is starting this season. Taking backup guard or tackle in the first would be crazy. I don't know why. Why would it be crazy? Howie said
it doesn't matter
Steen
what
is going to start. That doesn't mean anything right now. Of course, he's going to say that. What do you expect him to say when Steen? Oh, we don't like Steen, so we're looking to replace him. He's not going to say that, because then if you don't replace him, what is Steen going to feel like? Of course, you're going to make it seem like, yeah, we're going to take Steen. Steen isn't that good, dude. He's okay, but no. If you could upgrade the offensive line spot, I don't see how you don't do it.
Yeah,
especially if you get a guy that's versatile that could play multiple positions. Like taking a backup guard is not at all ridiculous to me. It's not. I think it's important.
He ain't giving up any secrets. Trust me. No
he's
player safe.
He's not going to tell you that.
No player safe.
500 would be the first person to stumble for cash. Probably. There's Proctor moving now. Proctor. He moves all right. I think Vega will call him. I think Vega looked better, but he looked all right. We need a tackle. You don't think we need a guard? I mean, geez, you got Dickerson. We don't know how he almost retired, and Steen is like, okay. You need both.
Yeah, we need somebody to play guard next to Lane and then go to right tackle. That's what I think.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. Yeah, if you have the guy that your future right tackle, and you want to put him at guard to get him to play, like they did with Jurgens going from right guard to center, I'm okay with that. But I don't know how anybody could think we don't need a guard. I think you may need 2 guards. I would draft Vega, trade Steen away. Steen is gone next year. Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike Steen. I just don't think I see Steen like Reed Blankenship. Same way. Solid, like okay, starter, all right. Not going to be a Pro Bowler or anything like that. But he can come in and he can play. But I don't think he's a difference maker. I think you just look at like what Becton did at that right guard spot, and that was a difference maker. I think if you could add a difference maker on the offensive line at that right guard spot, I think you do it.
I just saw a report on the Browns starting offensive line. They're all free agents this year.
Wait, say that again?
The Browns starting offensive line, they're all free agents this year.
That's the dumbest organization.
It's crazy, right? Like who Imagine that. Like, I don't think anybody's
Dude,
like,
we this whole channel could run the Browns better than the Browns front office runs. like, what about all the quarterbacks that they had last year?
yeah, like
Dude, I'm telling you, guys keep slipping on this field. 100% need a guard. You can see the difference between Becton and Tyler did not move completely both those people that led to say, well, I agree. Yeah, I agree. And you do need a tackle also. You definitely do. You need both, really. We also need a center if they move Cam Jurgens to guard. Well, yeah, I mean, the question is, would they move Jurgens to guard? Like, Jurgens, like, I don't know. To be honest with everybody, I don't know what we got with Dickerson or Jurgens because, I mean, Dickerson apparently thought or contemplated retirement. So it's like, you know,
I think we're overly. I think we definitely have the right or to have the assumption that like it's a mystery with a couple players on the offensive line. I think we're overly being emotional about it because we've never seen the offensive line play be this bad and guys get that hurt. And I think we're kind of just not used to that factor of with that playing in this past year. And but there is sense of worry though. I get it.
Yeah, I think you need a retooling of your offensive line in terms of I think you need some young talent and yeah, they might be backups. That's okay. I don't necessarily have to have, I want the best player available in the first round. And if that means he sits on the bench for a year, I'm okay with that. I need the best player. And if it's a guard, I'm taking it. I think that, and like you said, especially if you could get a versatile guard, a guy that could kick out to tackle eventually, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I find it weird how the bird team won Super Bowl when the football gods robbed us. They gave it to the wrong kind of bird. The Seagull. I know. It's true. There's the own run doing drills again. Well, they're showing a replay of him doing. He's all right. He runs okay. I know that the Eagles are going. I'm telling you, I think they're going to take a couple offensive linemen early. I really do.
You see that the Detroit Lions are going. I guess Montgomery wants out of Detroit. He wants to get traded.
Montgomery does.
Yeah,
really.
Saw that today. Yeah,
that's because he doesn't want to share the workload with Jamar Gibbs.
Yeah, makes sense.
But that's a good 1-2 punch, though.
Yeah.
Shador is screwed. It's I don't know. Cleveland's doing good. They got. What did they have? Like 6 quarterbacks last year. Damn! Can't we rip them off in any way?
Something.
Yeah, there really shouldn't be any focus other than drafting Lane's replacement and finding a guard to compete when Howie is not cared about the trenches. Howie always cares about the trenches. If you talk to Howie, he's going to tell you you build the team in the trenches out. You build inside out. So I think what happened is when they had Stoutland, they could get away drafting linemen late because they would develop it so well. And now that they don't, and I'm all for getting Lane's replacement, but you can't just take Lane offensive tackle to take offensive tackle. He's got to be good. You know what I'm saying? He's got to be good. And like what Joey's saying is there's possibly guys on here that could do both, that you can basically, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You could draft a guy who comes in, can play right guard or guard right away, and then kick out to tackle later. So, there's ways to go about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, never got a reminder you guys were on. Yeah, it's been really bad with that. Like in my analytics, the amount of notifications going out is like way, way down. It's crazy.
Proctor.
Go look at how many linemen the Giants have as free agents. Really? I wouldn't be actually. I mean, the Giants don't really have good offensive linemen, do they?
They just draft one recently.
Nobody said take a bad tackle. No, well, but there are people who talk about, well, you got to take a tackle. You got to take by position. And my point is that sometimes the position in the first round doesn't work out the way you would like it.
No.
You know?
and I don't want them to get too selective. Like, there's some tackles that just can't play guard, or that maybe the Eagles feel like, and they have these meetings with some of these players. They've been with almost all the offensive tackles. So obviously they've talked to all these guys. Do you think you could do this? Do you think you could do that? Sure. Like there's obviously review on that to see if we bring you here, like, could you play guard for the year? Like, do you have a problem playing on the inside? And some of these guys might not have an issue with it,
Yeah. Perfect example. I'm going to give you a perfect example where Eagles did it, right? They had Jason Peters, and they were looking for a future replacement. They drafted Andre Dillard and Dillard at 20 because they were looking for a left tackle replacement. They hadn't even interviewed or talked to Dillard at all.
Nope.
Okay, but they were so, desperate to fill a position that they draft the wrong guy. Sometimes the way the draft goes, it just doesn't line up, and the Eagles have to be okay with that. You got to take the best player available. So that's all my point is. If there's a tackle there that is worth it, take him. I have no problem with that at all.
And that draft was a heavy defensive draft. And he went the total opposite that year.
Yeah.
I remember I was at the movie theater. I was actually in the movies because at the time I wasn't streaming. I wasn't, obviously I don't think we were streaming the draft. I don't think we were even streaming at all. That was like 2020 to 19, whatever it was. And I was like, I looked at my phone. I was like, Andre Dillard. I'm like, what? I was
get this, dude. Get this. Let me choose some. The average 40 time, right? For each position. This draft class ranks number one for the best 40 times out of all positions, pretty much, but one since 2003. They were all running fast, no doubt. Yeah, we could sign Neal. Yeah, from the Giants. Yeah, I could. Yeah. Would a first-round tight end or safety be better rookie contract than? It just depends who's there. It depends who's there, and who's like how they rank a guy. To me, when Howie has gotten in trouble in the draft is when he drafts for need in the first round. When he drafts to fill a need, we have gotten in trouble because then you say, well, we got this position. We like the guy we got here. We're not, even though he's ranked higher, we're going to take this other position. I think that's where you get in trouble. Hopefully, there's a great tackle available. Take him, but don't reach is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this: I don't agree with people saying we don't need a guard. I don't agree with that.
I'm not comfortable with Steen. I'm not really comfortable with Steen being there. I'm not. I don't want them to just be like, whatever. He's cheap. Just keep him there for another year. Like, I don't believe that he's staying there as a second year starter. I don't believe any of that.
Yeah.
No.
Howie's been crushing the draft for years now. He has. And Ryan, if you ask Howie why, and he'll tell you they changed their philosophy after the Rager draft. They changed their philosophy, and it paid dividends. And that's why they're hitting, because they started going to best player available. I took a ton of shit, and you did too, saying the Eagles need to draft Devontae Smith because we wanted Devontae Smith, and people said the Eagles will not draft a wide receiver in the first round 2 years in a row. It will never happen. They don't do that. And they did it because they changed their philosophy. And when they changed their philosophy, all of a sudden, they started having success.
Yeah. You got cap, and you have enough cap every single year, and it's like a rinse and repeat cycle. Now, like, you just built your defense the last few years and part of your offense. Now we're not used to having all these guys to pick and choose on who goes and who stays. Like, after 17, those few years, like, we didn't draft well. We kept restructuring and moving money, and and when you're not drafting well, and finally by 2020, 2020, I mean, it finally caught up to us at some point. you know, and
Yep.
then that's what happens.
Yep.
But
No, I think we'll definitely take a tight end because Nick, Howie, and Sean coming for the Packers value that position and tight end. Oh, I agree. They're going to take a tight end. I think they're going to take a tight end fairly early. You know, just a matter of when. No doubt about it. Joel wants one of Mike. You know, Micah Parsons was, if you remember when he came out, he was coming out as an off-the-ball linebacker. He wasn't coming out as a pass rusher. So if the Eagles had valued, like if they had looked at Parsons as a pass rusher, I think they would have drafted him. But I don't think they looked at him as a pass rusher. I think they looked at him as like an off-the-ball linebacker. And it was Dallas that kind of moved him and let him start rushing. If you remember, when he first started, he wasn't a full-time pass rusher.
mm-hmm.
And I think that's why, you know. So they're showing Kadyn Proctor now at tackle, left tackle.
Do you think Abdul Carter's a bust?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's way too early. Didn't he have a lot of pressures, just not a lot of sacks?
Yeah, I don't
right?
think he had a lot of sack numbers. No. Mm-mm.
No, I don't. I think it's way too early to say that. So I get the why the Eagles like Proctor, because he's playing left tackle over there. So they probably look at him like you're saying. Here's a guy that could play right tackle down the road. We could draft him to play right tackle. And while Lane's still playing, he said he could play.
He could be
guard.
a depth piece. He could be a depth.
So
piece
you put
too.
him at right guard, and then like you said, kick him. That kills two birds with one stone. I agree with you. Now they got Vega running. He looks good. You know, so yeah, that's an interesting idea with Proctor. I like that idea with Proctor, to be honest.
Damn, he had the
taking
ball.
Smitty was kind of the keystone of doing good. Yeah, well, because it was the first year that they really changed their philosophy, and so we're not going to do this again. Because even Rager was drafted. The reason they took Rager was because they were looking for a wide receiver on the outside with speed.
A deep threat.
They were looking for a deep threat. They were looking for a specific receiver. Instead, otherwise they would have took Justin Jefferson. So, you know, they changed their philosophy. And when they did that, they started having a lot of success. And it's just been off and running since then.
I mean, like Quez Watkins, I mean, like just the talent is night and day of what they've been doing. I mean, it's so different now than what it used to be.
I mean, what did they draft before Rager? I can't even remember. You know, I can't remember. It was so
Who was the other kid that you would just use for, like, we never even thought of him as a deep threat, but they would use him like that. I forgot his name. Like they would always use him on go routes all the time. I think when Quez was first here, there was another guy. I forgot his damn name, and he started a lot of games for us, but we were just like, I forgot his damn name.
Yeah. Steen is only here for one more year, so 2027 may need to replace Lane, Steen, and Dickerson. Draft two offensive linemen. Like I said, I would draft, if it's up to me, I would draft two linemen in the first 3 picks. But here, if let's say they take Proctor, right? If they took Proctor, then you could replace Steen this year with Proctor. And then you have Lane next, you know, on the outside. Then when Lane says, I'm going to hang it up and retire, then boom, you kick Proctor out to the right tackle.
Shout out to Ricky. He said John Hightower. That was the kid that they had at wide.
That's right.
Bro, that's what we had at wide receiver. Like, it's crazy.
Remember when they got J-Jaw and they were like, well, he had good college statistics and can block.
Oh, man.
And I knew we were in trouble. When he showed up to camp and his mom was holding the umbrella for him, I said, oh, shit, there's no way this guy's going to make it in Philly.
Yeah. God. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they took him over DK Metcalf. I know, and I wanted DK Metcalf. So, I mean, yeah, the Eagles have changed. They changed their philosophy. And that's why we're having the success we're having now, you know? I really believe that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so much has changed. Yeah.
Right. I mean, dude, we had Rager. Remember when they tried to get Brandon Cooks and the Saints jumped up and then they they drafted who was the defensive end, the edge rusher they drafted. Nobody knew him. He stunk. God, what was his name? Oh, I forget his name. He was horrible pick. Danny Watkins.
The sixth rounder? The sixth rounder?
No, the first rounder. The first rounder.
Not Barnett.
First round.
No, not Barnett.
No.
Who are you talking about?
Barnett was another one I think they reached on.
We drafted another first round edge rusher that didn't work out. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it was Chip Kelly was the coach. I think it was his first. It was like his second draft. I can't remember his name.
Marcus Smith. Yes.
Oh, that's another
what
draft for position pick. Horrible.
Oh, yeah, bad.
Chris Scott, a member for 54 months. Thank you so much. C. Williams will be better than Proctor at guard. We have a stud who's healthy now. Well, you might be right, and thank you for your for your support, man, over the 54 months. But I don't know. I mean, maybe I have to see more of them. But look, I'm a person that believes that you can never have too many offensive linemen, especially with this team. So it is what it is. Marcus Smith.
Who was the deep? Who was the deep threat? The deep threat from West Virginia that caught a couple nice balls during the year. That deep threat from West Virginia. What was his name? Speed guy, speed demon downfield, but couldn't run routes for his life. Yeah, the guy from West Virginia. Who was that fucking guy? Someone's gonna guess it. I'm shocked someone even remembered. Not Tavon Austin, another guy. It was West Virginia wide receiver deep threat. What the hell is?
I don't know.
Or maybe Cali. Maybe it was Cali. It was Cal.
I don't remember who we're talking about.
That deep threat guy, couldn't catch a ball for his life. Had all the speed going downfield. Would go in, catch a big ball. No. If I see the name, I'll know it. Oh, God, I forgot his damn name.
I don't remember. But so 2014, the Eagles. In 2013, well, I'll say this: 2012, the Eagles drafted Fletcher Cox. That was a great pick, right? Question is I can't remember. I think Andy Reid was still there, so I don't know how much he was part of. But in 2013, when Chip Kelly took over, they drafted Lane Johnson. Great pick. 2014, Marcus Smith. 2015, Nelson Aguilar. Those were both need picks that were not good. 2016, Carson Wentz, which I don't think you can say Carson was a bust. He won you a Super Bowl. 2017, Derek Barnett. I did not like the Barnett. My most disliked video is my reaction to him being drafted, because everything that I read about him and stuff was he was a rotational guy. He wasn't a top need guy, but the Eagles needed a pass rusher. So, and then they take 2018, he had no pick. 2019, they take Andre Dillard. That was horrible. 2020, Jalen Reagor. And then all of a sudden, the Reagor pick was so bad and it caused so many problems because remember the video came out with Minnesota cheering when the Eagles take Reagor over Jefferson. And the Eagles, and Howie said it, that was the draft that they changed philosophy. He talks about it. Then 2021, it's Devontae Smith. 2022, they didn't have first. Then 2022, listen to these picks, dude. Jordan Davis, 2023, Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith, 2024, Quinyon Mitchell, last year, Jihad Campbell. Starter. You're hitting on picks from that Devontae Smith onward, And then that we're not even talking about second round picks, third round picks. I mean, they just started hitting.
Yeah.
And it changed this team.
Yeah, I mean Jurgens friggin' Who else they get? Jalix Hunt in the third round. I mean,
oh, you're thinking of Shelton
Gibson. Yeah, Torterville said it first. Yeah, Shelton Gibson.
Yeah.
That Shelton Gibson was that deep threat from West Virginia. It's just so weird. I just remember all these like nobodies that they had like coming in the games. It's just crazy. Dude.
Yeah. Ryan says, well, that's why I said Howie's been crushing the draft, and that's why I think we won a Super Bowl. We were in a position, but it's also why like we're not seeing the Eagles trying to go out and get top of the line free agents, because we're in a situation where you got all these hits all back to back that you got to sign these guys at the same time. So it's a great thing, and Howie has talked about it. The Jalen Reagor changed their philosophy draft-wise, and they just got to continue doing that. Yeah, Milton Williams, great pick. I mean, you had Devontae Smith, Cam Jurgens, Landon Dickerson, Jalix Hunt. Look at the steal Jalix Hunt looks like. Cooper DeJean. I mean, these are they are hitting on their early picks all of a sudden. It changed the team.
The Quinyon Mitchell, DeJean, that was just like lucky luxury that they got. Because that was just you had 2 first-round talent. It's just right into our hands. Jalen Carter right into our. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Jalen Carter, like, dude, no way. We were talking about we had the draft 5 hats, and it was like, dude, there was no way we thought Carter was coming.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, Carter and Will Anderson, the only 2 guys I would take over what's his face, and Carter. I didn't think Carter was getting past Seattle.
Yes, that's 6, right? 5 or 6.
Yeah, because Seattle, everybody had him going to Seattle. So I thought he was going to Seattle. They took Witherspoon, who's a good player. But it was like, damn it, and we got Carter. It's an amazing pick. Yeah. Milton Williams, great pick. Yeah. Yeah, Barnett just jumped off sides again. Yeah. Yeah, Dickerson was in that Smitty. Wasn't it Smitty, Dickerson? Right? I forget what the other picks were. And then you had the following what year you had Jordan Davis, right? You had Jordan Davis. Wasn't it Davis, Jurgens, and then Nakobe Dean? Dude, they've hit their early picks.
Yeah, that was so Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, Milton Williams, Zach McPherson, Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah, he was good. He was good.
You got 3. Yeah. You're hitting on 2 to 3. You're hitting on 2 to 3 guys that are hitting the field.
Yeah.
And most of them you're hitting on 3. It's
you're hitting 3s, nuts. Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then what about the Jordan Davis draft? It was Davis. Who was it? Davis. Let me see. Eagles 2022 draft results. These are all hits. They're all hits.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Howie is killing it. So round 1, Jordan Davis. Round 2, Cam Jurgens. Round 3, Nakobe Dean. That just that those 3 picks make your whole draft. You know what I mean?
To talk shit about. Calcaterra. He took over games for Goddard when he was out, but he was productive. Shit. Yeah. That's 4. That's what I mean. It's crazy. 3.
To me, if we've always said that if you get 2 stars out of a draft, it's a good draft.
The last year's draft is a little rocky right now because Campbell just lost snaps when Dean came back, and then when he got to the defensive line, Nolan Smith came back. Yeah, it's just,
I don't think it's. Campbell never played bad though.
It's not on him though. It's not his fault.
2023 draft: Jalen Carter, round 1; Nolan Smith, round 1; Tyler Steen, round 3. 3 starters out of that draft, and you get in a 6th round Tanner McKee and Moro Ajomo. It's a freaking amazing draft, dude. It goes 2024. They're pulling stars out of these drafts that are playing and serviceable. It's huge. 2024, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Jalix Hunt. Dude, you have 3 studs right there. And they all are going to have to get contract extensions around the same time, you know? And you got Jeremiah Trotter out of that draft.
And that's also, and potentially he could do some good things. I mean, it's good, man. It's really good. So that's why we don't want Vic Fangio leaving after this year. Like I mean, that's the one thing I'm gonna be thinking about this year. Like I want to have a good year this year. I want to win a championship this year. I want to at least motivate Fangio to stay for another couple of years. I mean, I really do, man.
Yeah. And then let's go even last year's draft. Like round 1, Jahad Campbell. I think it was a great pick. I think he showed he could play. Andrew Makuba, he got hurt, but dude, he was a starter and he was playing. I thought pretty good.
Yeah, he got better.
Yeah. Ty Robinson didn't show us much yet. Yeah. Mac McWilliams, they're very high on him. I thought he was a decent depth piece. You get round 5, you get Smile Mondan, who we like, right? I can't pronounce his name, but and then my man who was saying Cameron Williams. We got Cameron Williams in the 6th round. He could be somebody, you know. So I mean, I think the Eagles are hitting at an insane rate, of top picks, and if they just continue to do that, dude, you know.
I know it's
Leon Banks. Thank you for being a member for 27 months. Can we get an update shakedown? Yeah, we will be getting it. I'm going to work on it before the next show. When we go back to our normal show, we'll definitely be doing that, dude. Smile. What is it?
Joel said Smile Mondan. Smile Mondan.
I know. Dude, I'm an idiot. Dude, is this you or me? I think this is you.
Oh, Tay Wilson, thank you for joining the Camp Shakes tier, man. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Appreciate it so much. Thank you. Much love.
Leon Banks, thank you for super chat. Is there any way to keep Dean? His IQ is unmatched. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like there is right now, but you never know, you know. Yeah. Cam Williams was only later picked because he came out early. Yeah, well, maybe he'll turn into a stud too. But my point is that the Eagles are in a stretch right now, and it really started with the Devontae Smith and changing the philosophy that is unmatched. It is unmatched right now.
And since you changed your philosophy and you've been to the playoffs every year, 2 Super Bowls, and you've won 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad. It's been a pretty good. It's been the golden era for us. Pretty good era for us so far.
And what people people forget is that all these picks came at the same time. So all these contracts are up for the same time. That's why we're going to see they're going to spend these 2 years, signing all these guys. And then what you're going to see is huge cap space with all these guys under contract, and they're going to be able to do a lot. And that's kind of what Howie is getting ready for. Devin Allen, I remember him from the Olympics. They said he never he didn't. They wanted him to commit to football, and he didn't want to do it. So it just didn't work. Yeah. Speedy Eagle says, from Danny Watkins to Jalen Reagor, we had a lot of trash 1st round picks. Lane, Fletcher, and Carson quit. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I mean, even look at 17, bro. Even Nelson Aguilar in his 2nd year was pretty good when Mike Rowe was the wide receiver coach, and obviously he put a fire under him. But I mean, Alshon Jeffrey and Torrey Wilson,
you had to go out and sign
nothing. But I'm saying it's nothing compared. It's nothing even compared to what the Eagles have now. I mean,
no,
because it's more youth. Because it's more youth than what it was. I mean. Yeah. You know what I mean? Than what you had in 17, but
and because you built such a good foundation through the draft, you were able to use a 1st round pick to bring AJ Brown in, and then you came to the point where you were essentially the Eagles were a Super Bowl team that needed that one piece to be over the top, and it was Saquon Barkley. And that's what you want to do.
Yeah, every free agent that you signed in 17, every free agent worked out. Patrick Rob, everybody worked out. LeGarrette Blount, Patrick Robinson, Jay Ajayi, it's very rare that happens, but everybody produced. And it took that whole entire team to really get there.
Right.
It's just,
And he had to sign a ton of guys because the draft picks were not hitting.
Exactly.
You know, and now they're hitting, and you can go out and make a couple moves and you're set. So like this year, the Eagles don't have to. And we brought this up earlier when the show first started for you guys that weren't here. The Eagles will try to make an in-house splash, being reported by Jeremy Fowler. Extending Davis and Carter is also on the table, but they're trying to attempt to sign Jalen Phillips and keep those other two guys. And that's important because this is a Super Bowl team that's talent's already there. They just need to tweak some things. And so I like the play. I don't think we have to go out and spend $60 million in free agency.
No.
We just need to tweak it. The Drill Zone says, see, Devin Allen is why I thought before he even ran, they would like Brennan Thompson. Dude ran a 4.2 something. Yeah, that's pretty damn fast, dude.
And Philly, when you're talking about like we're acting like we have these monster like free agent, like realistically, like you're gonna extend Jordan Davis and Carter at some point, and I get that, but like besides like some of your smaller free agents, like you're talking about Nakobe Dean hasn't had a full healthy season yet. That shouldn't be expensive. And you're talking about Reed Blankenship that doesn't really have the big statistics that should pay him a top 10 safety money.
Right.
And he's another guy that's outside the top 20 in safety money. So realistically, like those two free agents should be out of the way pretty easy unless the Eagles are going towards the compensatory pick game with one of those players or both of those players. So I don't know.
Yeah, Vashon says they also had great undrafted talent. Yeah, they've gotten a lot of good undrafted talent. We just talked about Reed. Reed Blankenship was undrafted, right? I mean, you can't say he hasn't been a great acquisition for us.
And I think like we've missed on some too. And I think as of recent, I think Reed's been the only one in a while, because remember back when Schwartz was here, remember when TJ Edwards, I think TJ Edwards was undrafted too. Remember he used to get playing time. We used to be, and he used to flash, and we used to be like, dude, like, why aren't you playing him? And he gets a contract with the Bears. It's just,
exactly. Travis Fulgham, remember? Yeah, Fulgham had like that 3-4 week stretch where he looked like Jerry Rice, dude. Yeah.
Oh man.
Robinson played 15% of snaps. Munden's about 16 on special teams. Mac McWilliams played 28 snaps, under 34 on special teams. That's okay though. I mean, that gives those guys a chance to develop. And you got to also look, I think, what's in front of them, and that's part of it. You're not going to hit on every pick, but if you're getting 2 starters to me out of a draft, you've had a good draft. Eagles are getting 3. That's in crazy, sane rate, dude. They traded up to draft Cooper DeJean, because they could not believe he was still on the board.
Green Bay,
the reason Cooper DeJean, because he was on the board because nobody knew if he was a corner or safety. And they weren't sure. He could be both.
Who cares? Like why would some team stay away from that because of that reason? I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we said, like, remember Swiss Army knife. Kadyn DeJean is all over the place.
Yeah, Malcolm Jenkins, the main reason Malcolm Jenkins used to bandage up our defense. They line him up anywhere every single week on specific matchups. Like before, so our secondary wouldn't really be exposed. He was one of the main reasons why we were so successful defensively on matchups every week when he was here. It's just crazy to have a guy like that.
Dad says it's okay, Lone or Freeling for me. Yeah, I'm okay with that too. Danny Davis super chat. He goes, Proctor in the first would be brutal. Too raw, and Stout isn't here to develop. Well, that's the issue is Stoutland. The question is Proctor a first round pick, or does he fall into the second round?
Yeah, I think people are starting to feel more for the Freeling kid from Georgia more than Proctor.
Yeah,
I just don't know where they really should. They have Proctor falling at least from 27 to like 30 right now.
If he's in the second round, I would take him, dude.
Yeah,
there would be a no-brainer for me in the second round. So, I mean, yeah, we're going to see. Yeah, but I do think that not having Stoutland, it does take, a guy like that would just raw and say, oh, man, we got Stoutland. He'll get him ready.
Yeah.
It does take it away.
Right.
Well, I'm not sure Proctor fits well at a WCO-oriented block scheme where you want more athleticism. Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like they want guys that are a little more athletic with that West Coast offense. But the question is like, all we can go about and go on is what we hear about the interview process. And what Proctor said was that the Eagles told him they're very, very interested and they really, really like him. They could just be saying that. They could, but it sounds like they're really high on him. But when the truth comes out, the truth really comes out during the draft visits. And sometimes they're total fakeries too. So who the hell knows, I love this time of year. Dude. I love this. I do. I love with the draft and free agency coming, dude. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, like
I think Eagle fans. No, and I was going to say I think Eagle fans need to understand that if we don't come out and make these giant splashes, it's okay because this team's already a Super Bowl type roster already. They just need to tweak it.
Compared to other teams that have the amount of holes that they have, I mean, this is nothing. I mean, you already know, like, it's nice to hear that they're going to lock up Carter. It's nice to hear that Davis potentially will have an extension. Like moves are coming. You're just not going to get a lot of players on other rosters coming here, like big contracts. I mean, you might get a depth signing from a guy from another team or something like that for really cheap, but if you're having your own free agency within your own roster, it's the perfect solution. It's the perfect problem to be in because those players were just here. They're not from anywhere else. Like you have Howie Roseman has the luxury to sign whatever he wants, to have talks with these agents to the players, and it's we're not used to this, and that's the main thing right now. You start drafting guys and their contracts expire and you have choices now to make.
But remember this, like you look at Jalen Phillips, a free agent, Nakobe Dean, a free agent, Reed Blankenship, a free agent. These are all considered top free agents in the draft, in the free agency class. So when you have Jordan Davis becomes a free agent, he's a top free agent in that free agent class if he hits it. Jalen Carter would be the same. So, yeah, the Eagles are signing their own players because they would be the best players in the free agency class already. So, yes, it is what it is.
Yes.
Sign a kicker in like the 5th, 6th round. Yeah, I think you need a kicker. I've been saying it for 3 years. Get some competition, It's little things that separate this level of talent, like attitude, etc. Tough job. Agreed. See, Big Pig in Vegas, top 15. Yeah, you very well could be true, right about that. Did you all see Sonny Styles' linebacker beating CeeDee Lamb and Hamilton speed? Yeah, dude's an athletic freak, dude. Question is how he's going to be long gone. I think If the offseason don't start with Cowboys player getting arrested, I'm sure they've already gotten arrested by this point. Exactly my point. You can get a safety second, third round, or go first round and get the best safety in the draft by far. And his coverage and tackling is by far better than any safety we've had best. Yeah, I think they're going to draft a safety and plug him in. I do. I think you'll see veteran corner better than Adoree, that's not going to break the bank, like the Woolen kid, right, from Seattle. Somebody like that. I think then you're going to go out and they're going to have Makumba as your second-year starter, and I think they're going to get a rookie starter or a rookie safety mid-rounds early, and then they're going to plug him in, and they're going to trust Quinion, the veteran corner they bring in, and Coop to kind of help those safeties along. I think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
So I love Vega character, talent, both. Yeah. I tell you this. I do not believe the Eagles will pick at 23. They're going to either trade up or they're going to trade back. Yeah, Howie's people don't want to trade with Howie because he makes them look like fools. It's true. I actually like the idea of getting a UFL kicker because they are forming the NFL season. It looks like that is working out. Yeah, I'm okay for that. Just get Elliott some competition. Send a message to Elliott like, look, we like you, but you gotta pick it up, dude. You know.
Yeah, they
caught us live. Well, thank you, Marcus.
Thanks, Marcus.
It's going to be 70s South Jersey next week. Damn.
It was warm yesterday.
Yeah, how much snow did you get?
A lot, too much. Hopefully it's over.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, one thing is there's no squat cobblers this time of year anymore, but there is this
Squat cobblers.
Oh. Crap. Well, let me try that again. Hold on.
Squat cobblers.
What the fuck is that?
I had to change it up.
No more squat cobblers.
Your face. Oh my God.
I love it.
No more squat cobblers.
I love it. I have too much fun with that. That's great. What do you do at Edge? We have 3 guys under contract right now. You just signed JP and maybe draft the Edge late round. I think that you try to sign Jalen Phillips, but it's got to be for the right price. And then if you don't sign him, I think you go out free agency and get one or the draft. And depending upon if you get Phillips or not, I think you shop Nolan Smith. I know that's crazy. Yeah, it is funny, dude. I haven't too much with that. Someone make Joey's face their profile. What do you mean? Oh, the laughing face is hilarious.
Squat cobblers.
Please don't. Please don't.
It's not even your face, though.
I know it's not.
It's hilarious, dude. You guys like Arkansas running back Washington, Mike Washington Jr., 6'2", 228, ran a 4.3 vertical. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I don't. That's a lot of women to jump over. Yeah, I mean, I have to go watch his tape, but those were impressive. I was impressed with the running back, not Love from Notre Dame, the Price. Like I think I like him, man. I think he would be great, like third running back with the Eagles. Mark up Dave for Super Chat 500. I'm thinking about getting my fiance pregnant on wedding night. Thoughts? It's too soon. We are going to Disney World. I want it to be hot and magical. No, it's not too soon, dude. Pump away. Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, get her pregnant. Yeah, 500 love you, Shakes. I do, of course. Yeah, get her pregnant, dude. Shit, we need more people. Oh, what's your guys' thought drafting? The other exciting way, I like that kid, the safety from Oregon. Yeah, I like him. I like who he's compared to. He's very, very athletic. Yeah, you could get him. I think that would be great. Now he's probably a second round pick, right? So
yeah,
I like that idea. That's totally, yeah. Oh look, they made it. They made.
Fucking.
Not crazy. Shop Nolan Smith for day 2 pick, then draft the squad. Well, I'm just saying, if you get Jalen Phillips under contract, I think the emergence of Jalen Hunt and the fact that Jalen Hunt is developed so well. I mean, are they gonna extend? Are they gonna give a huge contract to Nolan Smith if you sign Jalen Phillips? I don't know.
Yeah, hard to tell.
Yeah, you asked Philly, Catholic, cat daddy, bad. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course that I'm gonna say that is right. How do you feel about Nakobe? I like Nakobe Dean a lot, and I would love to keep Nakobe Dean, and part of me still hopes that there's a way, but it looks like we're gonna lose him, and hopefully not to Dallas. But I think Nakobe Dean is one of the best blitzing linebackers in football. I think Nakobe Dean is a tone setter. He's just got to stay healthy. You got to stay healthy. It shocks me that like Mark Holmes and like those guys, they sit there and they talk about, was it Demario Davis, or like 37-year-old linebacker? Like they want a 37-year-old linebacker over Nakobe Dean. I'm like, they don't even know what they're talking about, dude.
Yeah, that's weird.
My girl told her family she's no longer a Cowboy fan. That's awesome, dude. You did good work, Kyle. Good work, baby. Every time a Cowboys lose a fan, an angel gets its wings in heaven. I'm gonna say it. Trade Bond. I'm not ready to trade Bond this year, but I would maybe the following year.
No, not this year.
Yeah. Proctor does. I don't even know if he's a first round pick though. That's the thing. I'm with you, Daz. I like the guard from Penn State. I really like Vega. I like to call him Vega. It's easier for me. I like him.
Vega and the kid from Georgia too.
Yeah,
Freeling.
Yeah, Freeling. I'm down with those guys. Andy Reid has no issues trading with us. I think the possible trade our first and Nolan Smith for their first and fourth round pick could happen. KC doesn't need a defensive end. Then we get our tight end pick 9. I don't think they would trade you the ninth pick overall, because I think they're going to take that. They're going to take the tight end, or if Love, the running back, is available. Like they have. If you're Kansas City, you have to get Mahomes weapons. If you get weapons, dude, you're going back to the Super Bowl in the AFC. It's true. Yeah. I'm kind of with you with that, Daz. Yeah. Nakobe was graded as the 42nd linebacker last year. He played 27 games career. Dean leaving hurts because of the person, not the player. Well, I mean, I think if you look at early in Dean's career, he was a lot of injuries, and I don't think he played I don't think he played to where the level he played last year. But if you look at the last 2 years, Dean has gotten better, and Dean, the way he came out, especially last year, he was a stud on the field, man. Dude, do you remember him running stride for stride down the sideline with Jamar Gibbs?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he can cover. He can blitz. Dean's only issues are the injuries, but he's getting better and better as a linebacker. There's no question about it.
Remember in the draft too, because they were like, "Why is he moving down the draft?" And then we saw the reports coming out as after the pick was called that there was concerns about there was a this and there was a that and there was a this, all these different injuries, and we were really confused, like because we didn't hear about any of this. All that came out, and I guess now we see why teams might have passed on him.
Yeah, exactly. Father, can you please call out Mark? Time after time, he keeps roasting Nakobe Dean, calling him a bust. Now Mark wants him changing. Yeah, I know. They want to be like the Eagles all of a sudden. They want all our players. Yeah, AFC is, I agree, mid. Chargers will draft Vega right in front of us. Well, I don't think the Eagles will be there, dude. I don't think the Eagles are going to sit 23. The Eagles, like, when's the last time they stayed in a position? Like they trade out all the time, don't they?
Yeah, I mean,
Let me see if I have it here.
In the first round?
Yeah, the first round they traded last year, right? They traded last year in the first. Mm-hmm. They traded the year before. Did they trade with Quinion or did they? No, they stayed. Did they stay? I can't remember.
I think they stayed.
I can't remember if they stayed or moved up to get Quinyon, but I think they stayed. I think you're right. I think they stayed at they stayed because remember how the draft fell. There was no defensive players were coming off the board. They didn't have to move up. Right? They traded up for Carter. They traded up for Jordan Davis.
Mm-hmm.
They stayed for Quinyon. They traded up for Jahad Campbell.
They traded up for Devontae Smith. Yeah.
And I think they traded up for Rager too, didn't they? Or I can't remember.
I don't even remember that one.
Yeah. So they traded for Devontae, traded up for Devontae, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Jahad Campbell. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 out of the last 5 years in the first round, they've traded the pick. So I think that just tells you they're going to be aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
YouTube Pump Life, thank you for the super chat. He goes, what is the chances it's Eagles Chiefs again? It's very, very possible, dude. It's very possible.
That'll be a story. Yeah.
Every mock draft I've done, Vega is there in a second. Interesting. I think you're going to start to see the draft board start to change now, though. This is like after the combine it starts to change and kind of come into formation. So we got a lot of different guys are going to rise and fall. It's going to happen. Anyways, guys, we've been here for 2 hours 35 minutes. I didn't even realize it.
I mean,
I think it's time to wrap this mother hump up.
Yeah, because originally we didn't know if we were going to do offensive line. I mean, when we started this in the beginning of the combine, but it obviously it's an important day. We know it is. It's just it's an important. It's not the most sexy position to watch at the combine, but it's definitely a lot to talk about regarding the Eagles and the state of the offensive line right now. And they definitely need an offensive lineman. They're definitely going after somebody.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I think right now that's where am I leaning. Like if you say coming out of the draft, what do I think the 2 positions they're going to draft in the first round? I think the 2 most likely are first offensive linemen, whether it's a tackle guard or a guy that'll play guard and go out to tackle. I think they're taking offensive lineman round 1. And if they don't, they're taking a tight end. And I think if they could get Sadiq, they're going to try. I'm really curious to see if he comes in for a visit, if the Eagles, I hope we'll hear something about Sadiq. And maybe if we don't hear something about Sadiq, it means the Eagles like him even more, But I think the Eagles are going to go out, and I think they're going to get a offensive lineman first round. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
I really want the other exciting white. Yeah, I like that kid too, man. I'm thinking second round pick target, but let's see where he goes like in the draft. Let's see if he rises up the draft board,
Yeah, if Reed signs somewhere else, it could be a big possibility. We'll see. It could be a big possibility.
Yeah. Well, I know they're going safety early.
It's gonna be rough. I mean, it's gonna be rough having a rookie and a second-year player that only played barely half the season. You know what I mean? It's gonna be. They're gonna have a lot. It's gonna be that off-season program is gonna be. They gotta stay healthy, both of those guys, if that happens, and things have to work out right.
I think they're gonna trust that you have probably a veteran corner on that second cornerback spot, and then you have Cooper and Q, and they're gonna trust those guys.
Yeah,
I really think they'll do that.
True.
Thean's going 18th overall to Minnesota. Wow, that's really early, man. That would surprise me. Question is if guys like him start going that early, who's dropping that? Because there's got to be guys that we didn't think were possible. All of a sudden, we have a shot at. I like the kid. I do. I need to go watch tape on him and stuff. But we'll see.
Yes.
If you said to me who were the top 2 guys I want out of this draft that I think, are remotely a possibility, I would say Sadiq first, and then the guard from Penn State would be my second. Now, I don't know if either will be there, but those are like my 2 pieces I want.
Yeah, and probably Freeling, I don't even know Proctor's. I would say Freeling, Proctor.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, once you get to the second day, then, I mean, there's just so much, you could do whatever you want. Just depends on we need to get by free agency to see like, what's the possibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
yeah. Leon Banks, thank you for super chat. He goes, in both y'all's prime, what was your bench and 40? I don't know what my 40 was. My bench was about 300. That was it. I was never a bench guy. I have really long arms, so it was about 300.
Yeah, my 40 was 4'9". As an offensive lineman, I was a 4'9" in the 40.
That's pretty good.
I was a left tackle, and then my senior year of high school, I focused on defense because I wanted to be an edge rusher in college. So I did edge rusher. I went from DT to edge rusher. I remember I did my I don't know how much my max bench was. I mean, when I went to college and did my testing, I did my 225 bench, I think like 35 reps of 225, 36 reps, something like that. It almost passed out.
That's pretty good. Yeah. That's good. No, that's good.
But
let's see here. Mal says, don't forget about free agency 500 will have a lot of effect on draft. Yeah, just like Joey was saying a minute ago, that's going to determine a lot. Yeah. That's why I won't even really put out as soon as free agency we get an idea, that's when I start doing videos on here are my top 5 draft targets in round 1, because then we have a way better idea, So we'll see.
Yes.
Yeah, 35 reps at 225 is great. Yeah,
I lived at the gym every day.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't do that. But like I said, I have really long arms, so benching was never my forte. I was much better with curls and stuff like that. But benching was it was 3. I was 310, somewhere in there. I could do.
I remember I was so nervous before going to college to go to camp, and I was working out. So I was wearing 100-pound weight vest, running up and down the bleachers. I mean, to the point where I passed out middle of the field. There was nobody there. I was I literally killed myself before I went to camp, because a lot of people that went to camp in college were not even in shape. They had 4 garbage pails in the end zone. So people were doing the 40s, and they were doing the shuttle runs. Oh yeah. People were puking, and these guys didn't come to shape at all, man. It was bad. I was thank God I'm in shape for this, because it was horrible.
Leon says I could do 225 3 times. Currently bench 410 at 183. Damn, that's good, man.
Yeah, that's really good. Damn.
Joey, how many 225 reps did you do?
It was 35, 36 from what I remember at the time.
Damn, that's pretty good. Yeah. Hell yeah, right? I'm calling cap. That would have been a second in the combine last year. Dude, Joey should have been drafted. What are you talking about?
I show you pictures of what I looked like when I was working out. You'll be like, "Damn, where did all that go?"
I used to be ripped, dude. I used to be 210, under 10% body fat, and I lifted every day. But bench was never something I always struggled with bench.
Yeah,
just I think the long arms,
Yeah. I hated doing leg stuff. I hated doing squats. I hated doing deadlifting. I didn't like, dude. I didn't like doing that.
My legs do not get big. I used to work my legs like crazy. They just thin, dude. It was crazy. I don't know what my 40 time was, honestly. I mean, in high school I played a little safety, 5'6". I wonder what it'd be 7 seconds now. Probably 10 seconds. What am I talking about? But anyways, is there anything else man you want to say before we get out of here?
No, that's it. That is it. Appreciate everybody joining us on the combine these last 3 days. Obviously, we'll be back for the draft. We are gonna start the shakedowns. And we have kind of a schedule for that.
That's it. That was my best time too.
That's when you run the fastest when you have to.
Yeah. Yeah, we're thinking Thursday. Doing Shakedown Thursdays, at least through the off season, and then going from there. Because Saturdays is always a little bit of a problem. That's why.
Yeah.
So, anyways, thank you guys for joining us and hanging out. Well, we really, really appreciate it. With that said, man, I think it's time to get out of here, Joey.
Yeah, appreciate everybody, all the love, guys, especially with the Shakedown coming back. We appreciate all the support, all that great stuff.
Thank you for your patience with us and with me for this last month. So appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll be back later on, guys, with videos and stuff. So you guys have a great day. We will talk to you later. Peace out.
Peace.
Squat cobblers. Squat cobblers. Have a pie.